Vision boards that work, manifesting our dreams. How to create a vision board that aligns with faith, purpose, and divine timing. Author and publisher K.E. Green. Introduction: The power of vision. Have you ever stopped to think about the dreams you've carried in your heart? Those aspirations that seem to whisper to us in quiet moments, reminding us of the life we've always imagined? Whether it's building a fulfilling career, cultivating meaningful relationships, achieving financial freedom, or living a healthier lifestyle, these dreams are more than passing thoughts. They're a reflection of our deepest desires and our God-given potential. But how do you take those dreams and transform them into reality? How do we ensure they don't remain distant possibilities, but become vibrant parts of our lives? The answer lies in clarity, focus, and faith, and that's where vision boards come in. The concept of vision boards is rooted in an age-old principle found in the Bible. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. The vision still awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end, it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it, it will surely come. It will not delay. Habakkuk 2 verses 2-3. This scripture forms the foundation of this book and serves as a guiding light for the journey we're about to embark on together. These verses remind us that dreams must be articulated, clarified, and trusted in their appointed time. They also underscore the importance of action and persistence, even when progress seems slow. Why vision boards? The vision board is more than a collection of pictures and quotes, a visual representation of your goals and your aspirations, a tangible manifestation of our faith in believing what is possible. When we create a vision board, we're not just dreaming. We're declaring our intentions and aligning our focus with our goals. This simple yet powerful tool works by activating your brain's reticular activating system, RAS, the part of our brain that filters information and brings relevant opportunities to your attention. By keeping our goals in sight, a vision board helps us stay motivated, inspired, and ready to take action. But vision boards do more than engage our brain. They engage our spirits, which connects us deeply to the images and words on our board. We will be reminded of the why behind our goals. This emotional resonance creates a sense of purpose and determination that propels you forward, even in the face of challenges. Habakkuk Principle. Let's practice creating our vision boards by aligning them beautifully with the instructions given to Habakkuk. 1. Write the vision. The first step in manifesting our dreams is to articulate them clearly. Why do we want it? By putting our goals into words, we give them form and focus. 2. Make it plain. Simplicity is key. A vision that is clear and specific is easier to pursue. Our vision board should be straightforward and free of clutter, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. 3. Run with it. Action is essential. A vision without action is just a dream. Our vision board should inspire us to take consistent steps toward our goals. 4. Wait for it. Patience and trust are critical components of success. Some dreams take time to come to fruition, and that's okay. Trust that what we've envisioned will come to pass in its appointed time. This book will guide you through each of these steps, showing you how to create a vision board that works and how to align your actions and mindset with your dreams. What this book offers, Vision Boards That Work Manifesting Our Dreams, is more than a guide to help us when we are creating our vision boards. It's a blueprint for living a life of purpose, alignment, and fulfillment. Each chapter builds on the principles of Habakkuk 2 verse 2-3, offering practical advice, spiritual insights, and actionable steps to help us clarify our goals and prioritize what truly matters. Create a vision board that resonates deeply with our aspirations, making our daily actions support our long-term vision. Overcome difficulties and stay motivated during challenging times. Trust in God's timing and remain patient and faithful as our dreams unfold. This book is for anyone who has ever felt stuck, lost, or unsure of how to move forward. Whether we're a seasoned dreamer or someone just beginning to explore the possibilities of a brighter future, this book will equip us with the tools and inspiration we need to turn our dreams into reality. Chapter 1 Section 1. Write the Vision. Understanding the Call to Write. The biblical foundation of vision writing in Habakkuk 2 verse 2-3. The act of writing down a vision is not a modern phenomenon. It is rooted in ancient wisdom, most notably in the words of the prophet Habakkuk. In Habakkuk 2 verse 2-3, the prophet was instructed by God to write the vision, and make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. When we write our vision, we must still await its appointed time. It hastens to the end, it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. These verses encapsulate a profound truth about the power of clarity, documentation, and faith. The context of this passage is significant. Habakkuk was fighting with difficult questions about justice and the fulfillment of God's promises. God's response was not immediate because it was a test that required faith, patience, and trust. Writing the vision served multiple purposes. It created a tangible reminder of God's promises, provided clarity amidst uncertainty, and ensured that the vision inspires action. This Bible text is not just for Habakkuk but for anyone who reads it. Writing down a vision transforms it from an abstract thought into a concrete declaration. It shifts the vision from the ethereal realm of ideas to the tangible world, where it can inspire action and endurance. This principle remains timeless. When we document our goals, dreams, and aspirations, we make a declaration of faith, aligning our actions with our intentions and inviting divine guidance to bring those dreams to fruition. Why writing solidifies intentions and clarifies goals. There is a unique power in writing our goals on paper or typing them into a keyboard when it comes to defining our goals. Writing solidifies intentions and clarifies goals in a way that mere thinking cannot. Here's why. 1. It forces specificity. Writing requires us to articulate our thoughts clearly. Vague aspirations such as, "I want to be successful," become more concrete when written as, "I want to earn a degree in marketing within 3 years and start my own consulting firm." This specificity is crucial for creating compelling and actionable plans. 2. Engages both mind and body. Writing engages both our mind and body, creating a deeper connection to our thoughts and actions. When we write, it helps us to focus, and it increases our determination to follow through on our goals. 3. Provides a reference point. A written vision serves as a permanent record that we can revisit and refine as needed. It becomes a compass, guiding our decisions and reminding us of our why during moments of doubt or distraction. 4. Increases accountability. Once a goal is written, it feels more real and pressing. We've moved beyond mere contemplation and taken the first step toward action. This increases our sense of responsibility to follow through. Psychological research supports the benefits of writing goals. A well-known study conducted at Dominican University found that when we write down our goals, we are more likely to achieve them compared to those who merely think about them. When we write, it activates the brain's problem-solving processes, making it easier to identify opportunities and solutions that align with our goals. It also gives a sense of commitment and accountability, which drives us to action. Think about it. When we believe in an event that we are invited to attend, we will write down the information so we don't forget the details because in our mind and heart we believe this event is going to occur. It is the same with writing down our vision. It shows God that we believe in God to bring our vision into reality, and by trusting God's guidance and timing, this also shows our faith and belief in God's timing. Writing down a vision transforms it from an abstract thought into a concrete declaration. It shifts the vision from the ethereal realm of ideas to the tangible world, where it can inspire action and endurance. This principle remains timeless. When we document our goals, dreams, and aspirations, we make a declaration of faith, aligning our actions with our intentions and inviting divine guidance to bring those dreams to fruition. Examples of successful seekers. These are examples of successful seekers who recorded their dreams. Let's take a look at some of our most successful self-starters who recorded their dreams and goals. Their journey will inspire and motivate us, and most of all, it will show us how powerful the act of recording our dreams and goals can be to our success. 1. Oprah Winfrey. As one of the most iconic figures in media, Oprah Winfrey has advocated the importance of visualization and intentional goal setting. In her earlier years, she began her journey by writing out her dreams, including her vision of hosting a talk show and inspiring millions worldwide. These written aspirations became her compass, helping her maintain focus and resilience during trying times. Oprah's journals and vision statements helped her stay focused and intentional, even during challenging times. 2. Jim Carrey. Before becoming a household name, actor Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated it 5 years into the future, and carried it in his wallet. He visualized himself achieving this level of success in his acting career. True to his vision, he earned $10 million for his role in the film Dumb and Dumber just before the date on the check. His story illustrates the power of writing and visualizing dreams with unwavering belief. 3. Sarah Blakely. The founder of Spanx, Sarah Blakely, attributes much of her success to writing down her goals. In interviews, she has shared how she kept detailed journals outlining her vision for Spanx before it became a global brand. Writing helped her stay clear on her mission and persevere through countless rejections and challenges. 4. Thomas Edison. Even in the 19th century, Thomas Edison understood the power of documenting ideas and goals. By maintaining detailed notebooks of his experiments, concepts, and visionary plans, the creative inventor laid out the groundwork for his remarkable achievements. His dedication to recording his work inspired countless innovators and left an invaluable legacy for the world. 5. Matthew McConaughey. The Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey is another advocate for the power of writing. In his memoir, Greenlights, he reveals how the practice of journaling and recording his thoughts, goals, and reflections served as a guiding tool through both his personal and professional challenges. He also writes that by writing his goals down, it brought him clarity and direction during critical turning points in his life. Bringing it all together. These modern examples show us the fundamental principle of how putting our vision into writing works. This practice isn't limited to the elite. It is also a tool anyone can use to bring clarity and commitment to their dreams and goals. Whether we're pursuing personal growth, professional success, or spiritual fulfillment, writing our vision is the first step in making it a reality. Now let's take a moment to reflect on our dreams. What have we been dreaming about and would like to achieve? What legacy do we want to leave behind for others? Now write your thoughts down and make sure you are specific, be bold, and be honest. Don't worry about how it will all come together. Trust that clarity will pave the way for action, and faith will carry you through the process. As we read the chapters ahead, we will learn how to bring our written vision to life and take action to align with God's timing. For now, embrace the power of writing. As Habakkuk reminds us, a vision that is written and made plain inspires action and endurance. It is the first step toward manifesting the life we've always dreamed of. Chapter 1, Section 2. Write the vision. The power of writing with purpose. How written visions inspire action. Most people do not understand that writing brings about transformation. When we decide to take the time to put our dreams, goals, and visions into words, we breathe life into them. This is why the Bible tells us to write the vision. Written words make our dreams a reality because they are not just dreams or thoughts that can disappear at any time. They take on substance when they are written down, which motivates us to take action. The primary reason written visions inspire action is that they create clarity. A written vision compels us to articulate precisely what we want, thereby eliminating uncertainty. When our goals are clear, it becomes easier to understand the steps needed to follow and achieve our goals. Keeping a written record also serves as a constant reminder of our commitments. Unlike fleeting thoughts, written words are a tangible representation of our vision that we can reference, revisit, and use to reinforce our focus and keep our goals in mind. Moreover, written visions engage our brain in a unique way. Research shows that the act of writing activates the reticular activating system, RAS, a network of neurons in the brain that filters information and helps us focus on what's most important. By writing down our vision, we train our brain to recognize opportunities and resources that align with our goals. For example, if we write about starting a business, our RAS might prompt us to notice networking events, funding opportunities, or conversations that could help us take the next step. Have you started to think about your New Year's resolutions? Writing also instills a sense of accountability. When we commit our vision to paper, we're not just dreaming. We're making a declaration to ourselves. This act creates a sense of responsibility to follow through. It's as if the very act of writing says, "I'm serious about this." And that seriousness can be the catalyst for taking meaningful action. Translating vague dreams into specific, actionable goals. Many people have dreams, but their dreams often remain vague and undefined. When we write, it provides us with a framework for converting abstract desires into specific and actionable goals. This process begins by breaking down our dream into its essential components, and then translating those components into clear, measurable objectives. For instance, imagine someone has the dream of living a healthier lifestyle. As inspiring as this might sound, it's not actionable in its current form. Writing allows us to delve deeper. What does a healthier lifestyle look like to us? Would it involve running 4 times a week, eating more vegetables, or reducing stress through mindfulness practices? By identifying outcomes such as, I will run 2 miles every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or I will look for healthy recipes to cook every day, we are now creating a roadmap to help us achieve our dreams. What does the process of translating vague dreams into actionable goals include? 1. Define our dream. Start by writing down our broad aspirations. What do we want to achieve and why is it important to us? 2. Break it down. Identify the individual components that make up our dream. What specific areas need attention? 3. Set SMART goals. Transform these components into goals that are precise, measurable, achievable, relevant, and within a specified period. For example, instead of saying, I want to save money, write, I will save $500 per month for the next year to build an emergency fund. Creating a plan. Once our goals are clear, outline the steps needed to achieve them. Break down each goal into small tasks and assign a deadline. It will keep us accountable for our tasks. The beauty of writing is that it allows us to revisit and refine our goals as needed. Dreams evolve and our written vision can evolve with them. By continually reviewing what we've written, we ensure that our goals remain relevant and in alignment with our current priorities. There are many other values to be found in writing. Writing helps us to recognize potential obstacles and assists us in planning for them. For example, if our goal is to start a new business, we might write about the skills and qualifications we need and the resources needed to acquire them. This level of planning not only makes our dream more attainable, but also gives us the confidence to take action. Writing as a tool for emotional and spiritual alignment. Writing is a powerful tool beyond its practical benefits. When we write, it empowers us emotionally and spiritually. It's essential to recognize that writing with purpose provides an opportunity for us to explore our deepest desires, confront our fears, and align with our values. Writing encourages a sense of peace and clarity to guide us on our journey. When we write with emotion, it helps us process our feelings about our goals. Dreams often evoke a mix of excitement and apprehension. By writing about our vision, we should acknowledge these emotions and work through them. Say we write about the joy we'll feel when we achieve our goal, as well as the challenges we anticipate and how we plan to overcome them. This emotional exploration builds resilience and strengthens our commitment. Spiritually, writing is an act of faith. When we document our vision, we're not just outlining what we want. We're expressing trust in the process and in God's plan for our lives. This aligns beautifully with the biblical principle found in Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Write the vision. Make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. When we write down our vision, we are making a declaration of belief in its fulfillment, even if the path forward isn't immediately clear. Writing also provides an opportunity for prayer and reflection. As we write about our goals, we can invite God into the process, seeking His guidance and wisdom. Now let's look at this example. You decide to write a prayer of gratitude for the clarity you've gained, and you also ask for strength to pursue your dreams with courage. When we do this, it deepens our connection to God and ensures that our vision aligns with God's purpose for our lives. Additionally, writing allows us to uncover and address any self-limiting beliefs that may be holding us back. When we examine our thoughts on paper, we can now identify patterns of doubt or fear, and then replace them with affirmations of faith and confidence. For example, if we've written, I'm afraid I'm not qualified for this opportunity, we can now change it to, I am capable of learning and growing into this role. Journaling is one way to use writing for emotional and spiritual alignment. When we make the decision to set aside time during the day or the week to reflect on our vision, we are creating a consistent practice for self-awareness and deliberate self-reflection. This practice can transform our mindset, helping us approach our goals with greater clarity, confidence, and faith. Bringing it all together. The power of writing with purpose lies in its ability to inspire action, clarify our dreams, and align our emotions and spirit. Committing our vision to paper, we are now creating a roadmap for success, a source that will motivate us and a tool for self-examination. Writing turns our dreams into actionable goals and connects our heart, mind, and soul to our journey ahead. Remember, as we move forward, that writing is a beginning process. It's the first step toward manifesting our dreams that we can practice and repeat over and over again. Whether we are refining our goals, overcoming new challenges, or celebrating our victories, writing will always keep us grounded and focused on what is truly important. Chapter 1, Section 3. Write the vision. Tools for capturing your vision. Choosing the right medium. Choosing the right medium, paper, digital, or both. Some might think that this step is not important, but choosing the right medium to document our dreams and goals is very important. The medium we choose can have a significant impact on our interaction with our vision and connect with our purpose. So whether you prefer pen and paper, digital tools, or a combination of both, the key is to choose the right tool that complements your lifestyle. 1. Paper journals and vision boards. There is something inherently personal and grounding about writing our vision by hand. The act of physically writing engages our senses and helps us slow down, allowing for deeper reflection and a stronger connection to our goals. Traditional paper journals offer freedom for creativity. We can add doodles, highlights, and handwritten notes that make our vision more intimate and personal. For those of us who love arts and crafts, paper-based vision boards are a powerful tool. We cut out images from a magazine, add printed affirmations, or if you are a talented artist, draw pictures of your dreams and goals. All of these things create a tangible representation of our desired goals that we can physically place anywhere in our home, so we can see it daily as a reminder. Pros. It will promote mindfulness and focus. Limit distractions compared to digital devices. Create a keepsake that we can revisit over time. Con. It's difficult to edit or update. Will require physical storage space. May not be as portable as digital options. 2. Digital tools for capturing our vision. In today's digital world, there are numerous apps and platforms designed to help us capture and organize our vision. From note-taking apps like Evernote and OneNote to digital vision board creators like Canva and Pinterest, the options are nearly limitless. Digital tools allow us to easily edit, rearrange, and update our goals, which makes it easier to adapt to our ever-evolving visions. Digital journaling apps are a great way to enable us to track our progress and reflect on our growth through its features like reminders, image integration, and organization tags. Pros. Journals are customizable and easily updated. Easy to take with us and accessible from anywhere. It gives us the ability for multimedia integration, such as photos, videos, and voice notes. Con. Prone to distractions from notifications and social media. Requires a reliable device and internet connection. It can feel impersonal for those who prefer tactile experiences. 3. Combining paper and digital tools. Many people find that a hybrid approach works best. For example, we might use a paper journal for reflective writing and a digital app for creating an organized task list or vision board. Combining both mediums allows us to leverage the benefits of each. We can brainstorm and write freely in our paper journal while maintaining a structured, shareable vision using digital tools. Best practices for a hybrid approach. Use our paper journal for creative exploration and emotional processing. Use digital tools for goal tracking, reminders, and collaboration. Sync our progress by setting aside regular time to transfer insights between the two. By experimenting with different mediums and observing how we feel while using them, we can identify the tools that keep us engaged, motivated, and inspired. How journaling supports clarity and creativity. Journaling is one of the most powerful practices for gaining clarity and tapping into your creativity. When we set aside time to write about our dreams, goals, and reflections, we create a mental and emotional space for new insights to emerge. When we journal, it helps us transform the overwhelming spinning of ideas in our minds into transparent, constructive ideas, so we can explore them, improve them, and act on them. 1. Clarifying your vision. Journaling helps us clarify what we truly want by encouraging us to ask meaningful questions and articulate our answers. Sometimes dreams can feel abstract or vague until you write them down and begin to unpack their meaning. Through journaling, we can reflect on our motivations and values, identify the fears or doubts that may be clouding our vision, break down our goals into manageable components. A common journaling technique for clarity is the why exercise. Write down our dream and ask yourself, why do I want this? Continue asking why until we reach the core reason behind our goal. This process reveals the deeper purpose that fuels our vision and keeps us connected to it. 2. Enhancing creativity. Writing freely in a journal allows us to tap into our imagination without judgment or restrictions. Therefore, when we give ourselves permission to explore ideas, we will often discover creative solutions and look at them from different perspectives. Creative journaling techniques, such as mind mapping, listing, or stream of consciousness writing, help unlock our brain's problem-solving capabilities. Let's take a look at what mind mapping means. Mind mapping requires writing our main goal in the center of the page and drawing branches to represent related ideas, actions, or resources. Using this visualization will spark connections that we might not have noticed otherwise. Journaling can also serve as a space for dreaming big. Rather than confining ourselves to what seems realistic, let our journal be a space where we freely explore what excites and inspires us, even if it feels beyond our reach at the moment. Stretch our creative boundaries. This will strengthen our belief in what's achievable. 3. Processing emotions and challenges. When we write our vision, it helps us to manage our life's emotional ups and downs that accompany our pursuit of reaching our goals. Journaling gives us a private place for us to use as an outlet to voice our frustrations, celebrate achievements, and ponder our setbacks. By keeping a written record of our challenges, it shows us our opportunities for growth instead of looking at them as failures. Journaling prompts such as "What challenges am I facing, and what lessons can I learn from them?" or "What small victories have I achieved this week?" help shift our mindset from fear and doubt to gratitude and resilience. Developing a habit of reflective and intentional writing. It is so important to understand that writing our vision is not something we do once in our lives. It's something that we practice so that it grows in strength over time. Developing a habit of reflective and purposeful writing ensures that we stay aligned with our goals and maintain a clear sense of purpose. Here are essential strategies to build so that we maintain this habit. Establish a writing routine. Consistency is key to making writing a natural part of your life. Choose a specific time of day, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or before bed, to dedicate ourselves to reflective writing. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a difference. Set clear intentions for each session. Before we begin writing, let's take a moment to set our purpose for writing. Now ask yourself, what is the outcome that I am looking for in this session? Our purpose might be to gain clarity on a new goal, to think about our progress, or to pray for guidance. Make sure to use writing prompts. Writing prompts will help prevent us from writer's block and inspire us to have meaningful reflections. Here are a few examples. What does my ideal day look like, and how can I move closer to that reality? What strengths do I possess that will help me achieve my goals? What are 3 things I am grateful for today? Reflect and review. Take time to occasionally review what we have written. This will help us track our growth and progress. I always love highlighting key insights so that I can revisit them to see if I might need to make any adjustments. Reflecting on our past entries can remind us of how far we've come and rekindle our motivation. Stay intentional. When we write with purpose, this means we will focus on our goals and values and not allow ourselves to get caught up in distractions or negativity, because, as we all know, distractions are the enemy of success. If we notice our writing veering off course, gently guide it back by asking, "Is this aligned with my vision?" By developing a habit of reflective and purposeful writing, we create a practice that supports not only our dreams, but also our emotional and spiritual growth. Writing becomes more than a tool for goal setting. It becomes a means of connecting with ourselves, our purpose, and our faith. Bringing it all together. It is very important to choose the right tools and to develop a habit of reflective writing. This step is so important in capturing and developing our vision. Whether you prefer paper, digital formats, or a blend of both, the most important thing is to stay consistent and intentional. Again, journaling supports clarity, creativity, and resilience, which helps us to process our emotions and refine our goals as we move forward. When we make writing a practice, we create a private place where our dreams come alive, and our vision remains clear and unwavering. Chapter 2, Section 1, Make It Plain. The importance of clarity. Why simplicity empowers understanding. The foundation of any successful vision is clarity. A clear and simple vision is easy to understand, which makes it easier to take action. Whereas a confusing vision is difficult to understand and impossible to bring into reality successfully. When the vision is simple, It removes the noise and distraction and allows us to focus on what really matters. The principle of simplicity is embedded in Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. The command to make it plain suggests that your vision should be presented in a way that is clear, concise, and easy to comprehend. A simple vision empowers understanding because it removes uncertainty. When goals are too vague or complicated, they can feel overwhelming and unapproachable. For example, a vision like, "I want to be successful" lacks clarity. What does success mean to you? Is it financial freedom, career advancement, or a fulfilling personal life? When we simplify and define our vision, such as, "I want to earn a promotion to a leadership role within 2 years," we create a clear and specific path forward. Simplicity also fosters confidence. When we break our vision down into digestible pieces, we reduce the intimidation factor that often accompanies large, abstract goals. A clear, simple vision feels achievable because it outlines exactly what we are working toward and why it matters. In addition, simplicity makes our vision more shareable. Whether we're communicating our goals to a mentor, accountability partner, or team, a clear and concise vision is easier for others to understand and support. When others understand our vision right away, they are then able to offer us meaningful feedback, encouragement, and assistance. Ultimately, simplicity turns dreams into order. It transforms lofty ambitions into actionable statements that we can pursue with focus and determination. Breaking big dreams into smaller, achievable steps. Clear visions are not just simple. They make it easy for us to organize them into smaller, actionable steps, which makes them manageable to create a guide that will take us from where we are to where we want to be. When our dreams are large, it often makes us feel that our vision is too large for us to handle. For example, let's say our dream is to write a book. Your thought of completing an entire manuscript may seem daunting. However, when you break this dream into smaller steps, such as drafting an outline, writing one chapter at a time, and revising section by section, it becomes much more achievable. When we focus on one step at a time, we will create momentum and begin to make consistent progress. Here are some practical strategies for breaking down big dreams. 1. Set milestones. Milestones are key markers of progress that help us track how far we've come. For example, if our goal is to run a marathon, set milestones like completing a 5K, then a 10K, and eventually a half marathon. 2. Create actionable tasks. Try dividing each milestone into detailed tasks. Rather than not doing anything before the marathon, train for the marathon. List actionable steps like, run 3 miles on Monday, or stretch for 15 minutes after every run. 3. Use time frames. Assign deadlines to each step to create a sense of urgency and accountability. Time frames give structure to our plan and help us stay on track. 4. Celebrate small wins. Remember to recognize and celebrate each small victory that we achieve along the way. It's essential for us to celebrate our progress, boost our motivation, and reinforce our commitment to our vision. By breaking our vision into smaller steps, we not only make it more manageable, but also build confidence as we achieve each milestone. When we complete each task, it serves as proof that we are capable of reaching our larger goal. Therefore, this approach keeps us from becoming paralyzed by the enormity of our dreams. Instead of feeling stuck or unsure of where to begin, we can focus on the next actionable step. This forward momentum creates a positive feedback loop that propels you closer to your vision. When we break down our vision, it allows for flexibility. Unfortunately, life can be unpredictable, and our path may need to be adjusted along the way. When we have a step-by-step plan, we can make adjustments to individual tasks or timelines without losing sight of our overall goal. This adaptability ensures that we remain resilient in the face of challenges and setbacks. The role of focus in manifesting our vision. The most important thing to understand is the crucial role that focus plays in manifestation. Once we have a clear vision, we can then break down our steps into actionable ones. By making the decision to focus all of our energy and our resources toward what really matters the most, we not only avoid becoming scattered-minded or unfocused, which would weaken our efforts and make it very difficult for us to achieve meaningful progress. One of the main benefits of focus is that it minimizes distractions. In a world filled with competing demands for our attention, it is easy to become sidetracked by tasks and responsibilities that do not align with our vision. When we have a focus plan, we can prioritize our actions and eliminate activities that do not serve our goals. Focus also enhances productivity. When we focus on one step at a time, we are more likely to complete our tasks efficiently and successfully. On the other hand, multitasking frequently leads to a road of mistakes, delays, and burnout. When we dedicate our full attention to each task, we will improve the quality of our work and maintain a steady rhythm. In addition, focus fosters determination. Chasing our vision requires us to be determined, especially when obstacles arise. When this happens, we must make the decision to remember to stay focused on our why, the reason behind our vision, which we are better prepared for when challenges and setbacks occur. The focus will keep us grounded in our pursuit, reminding us that the effort is worth the reward. To encourage focus, consider including the following strategies. 1. Eliminate distractions. Create an environment that supports concentration by removing any and all distractions. This might involve turning off our smart device notifications and making an effort to set boundaries with others. It will also be important to designate a quiet space for focused work. 2. Practice mindfulness, using mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness techniques include meditation and deep breathing, which can help us stay present and balanced. And if we feel our mind wandering, we must stop and take a moment to pause, breathe, and refocus on the task at hand. 3. Prioritize tasks. Use tools like to-do lists or productivity planners to identify our most important tasks each day. Prioritization ensures that we dedicate our best energy to the actions that have the greatest impact. 4. Set time blocks. Allocate specific blocks of time for focus work. During these time blocks, make a commitment to yourself to work on one task without being interrupted. Focus is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. By channeling our attention and efforts toward our vision, we maximize our potential and increase our chances of success. Bringing it all together. As we have read in this chapter, clarity, simplicity, and focus are crucial components for making our vision clear. When we make our vision simple, we remove the unnecessary complexity and create a clear pathway forward. By reducing our dreams into smaller steps, we build momentum, which gives us a sense of progress. Staying focused helps us stay united with our vision, therefore motivating us to be productive. We must note that as we work to make our vision clear, the process is just as important as the outcome. Remember, no matter how small each step may seem, it brings us closer to our goals. Embracing clarity with purpose and focus, we are setting ourselves up for success and positioning ourselves to manifest the life we envision. Chapter 2, Section 2, Make It Plain. Crafting clear and inspiring vision boards. The elements of a plain vision board: images, words, and layout. A vision board is most effective when it is thoughtfully designed with key elements that make our vision clear, simple, and inspiring. Our goal is not just to create a beautiful vision board, but to create one that showcases our dreams and goals in a way that motivates and excites us on a daily basis. The secret of this process is simplicity. Here are the 3 main components that make up an impactful vision board. Images, words, and layout. 1. Images. Images are the heart of a vision board. They represent our goals, dreams, and the life we are striving to create. Pictures have a unique way of communicating meaning that words alone cannot convey, tapping into our emotions and activating our imagination. Select images that connect with our goals on a personal level. If our dream is to travel to a certain place, pick pictures of the dream location. If our goal is to eat healthier, then include images of nutritious food, exercise activities, or hiking. Personal photos can also be powerful. An image of yourself achieving something meaningful in the past can serve as a reminder that you are capable of reaching future goals. 2. Words. Words on our vision board provide additional clarity and intention. Use powerful affirmations, quotes, or goal statements that reinforce your vision. Make sure to keep the words brief and impactful. Phrases like, "I am strong," "I have unlimited wealth," or "my life is filled with peace and joy," can strengthen the emotional and spiritual position of our goals. Do not use overly complex or lengthy statements that would weaken our focus. In place of those words, use words that are clear, inspiring, and easy to remember. 3. Layout. The way we organize the elements on our vision board influences how we interact with it. A cluttered or disorganized layout can overwhelm our senses, making it difficult to focus. Group similar goals or themes together. For example, you can divide your vision board into categories such as career, health, relationships, and personal growth. Ensure that each element has enough space to stand out. Leave some blank areas to prevent the board from looking too crowded. A well-crafted vision board strikes a balance between visual appeal and intentional design. By carefully selecting images and words when creating a layout that flows, we ensure that our vision board becomes a source of inspiration rather than a distraction. Avoiding clutter to maintain focus. One of the most common mistakes when creating a vision board is adding too much information. While it can be tempting to include every goal, image, and affirmation, a cluttered vision board can have the opposite effect of what we intend. Instead of feeling motivated, we may feel overwhelmed and unsure where to focus our attention. Here are some key strategies to avoid clutter and maintain focus. 1. Prioritize your goals. Focus on the most meaningful and immediate goals rather than trying to cover every aspect of our life all at once. Consider creating multiple vision boards for different areas of our lives if necessary. For example, you might have a primary vision board for your long-term goals and a smaller one for short-term projects. 2. Limit the number of images and words. Choose a select few images and phrases that capture the essence of our vision. Avoid cramming too many elements into one space. A good rule of thumb is to include 8 to 10 images or sections that represent our most important goals. 3. Use a cohesive color scheme. Choose a color palette that suggests calm and inspiration, rather than overstimulating the senses. Matching colors will create a sense of harmony and organization. Avoid using random or clashing colors that can make the board feel chaotic. 4. Regularly review and refresh. Our goals and dreams may change over time. Always get rid of elements that no longer serve you and replace them with new visuals or affirmations. Remember, a clean, updated vision board keeps our focus sharp and prevents stagnation. 5. Mindful placement. Place your vision board in an area where you can see it frequently but where it won't blend into the background. The goal is to engage with it intentionally. Avoid placing it in an overly busy space where it competes with other visual distractions. By simplifying our vision board and curating its contents with intention, you create a tool that keeps you focused on your most important priorities without feeling cluttered or chaotic. How plainness ensures emotional connection and engagement. Simplicity on a vision board does more than maintain focus. It also deepens our emotional connection to our goals. When our vision board clearly represents what matters most, we are more likely to feel emotionally connected and want to engage with it. 1. Clarity of purpose. A simple vision board makes our why more visible. When each image and word is in alignment with a detailed purpose, it supports the deeper reason behind our goals. When we have a clear vision board, it makes it more meaningful and serves as a daily reminder of what future goals we are working towards. 2. Emotional meaning. Overcrowded vision boards can weaken the emotional impact of the images and words we've chosen. In contrast, a minimalist design allows each element to stand out and speak to us. By focusing on fewer, carefully selected visuals and affirmations, we give each element the space to suggest a strong emotional response. 3. Engagement through simplicity. A clear and simple vision board invites regular engagement. When our vision board is easy to interpret and resonates with our emotions, we are more likely to interact with it daily. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by a complex display, we can take a few moments each day to reflect on our goals, visualize our success, and renew our sense of purpose. 4. Building trust and belief. When our vision board reflects our true priorities without unnecessary distractions, it reinforces our belief that our dreams are achievable. Each time we engage with our board, we strengthen our trust in the process and in our ability to manifest our vision. A vision board simplicity helps bridge the gap between intention and manifestation. By creating an uncluttered and meaningful display, we foster an emotional bond with our goals and make the practice of visualization more powerful. Bringing it all together. Remember, creating a clear and inspiring vision board requires us to select the right images, words, and layout deliberately. Keeping the vision board simple is key to maintaining focus, ensuring that our vision board remains a source of inspiration rather than a distraction. When we avoid clutter and make it a priority to put on it what matters most, We create a tool that serves as a daily reminder of our goals and strengthens our belief in our ability to achieve them. A vision board that is straightforward, meaningful, and emotionally impactful serves as more than just an arrangement of pictures and quotes. It becomes a symbol of our beliefs, purpose, and dedication to our dreams. Every glance at our vision board becomes an opportunity to refocus and realign, which will reignite our passion for the life we are building. As you create your vision board, remember to keep it simple and straightforward. Let our vision board be a reflection of our highest priorities and deepest wishes. The more purposeful we are with making our vision plain, the more impactful it will be in guiding us toward the fulfillment of our desired dreams. Chapter 2, Section 3, Make It Plain. Communicating our vision effectively. Sharing our vision with ourselves daily. One of the most important aspects of manifesting our dreams is how we communicate our vision to ourselves. Self-communication is the internal dialogue that shapes our mindset, beliefs, and actions. To make our vision a reality, we must consistently remind ourselves of what our vision is, what we are working toward, and why it matters to us. 1. Daily reflection. Begin each day by reflecting on your vision. Take a few moments to center yourself and review your goals, either by looking at your vision board, reading your written affirmations, or visualizing your future self. Use this time to reconnect with our purpose and set the tone for your day. When we practice to align our thoughts and actions with our long-term goals, it helps us to stay focused amidst distractions. 2. Affirmations and mantras. Repeating positive affirmations reinforces our belief in our vision and strengthens our confidence. Words like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or, "I trust the process," can help combat self-doubt and keep us motivated. Write these affirmations in our journal or place sticky notes with affirming messages in visible areas, such as our workspace or bathroom mirror. 3. Engaging with our vision board. Our vision board is not just a static display. It should be a living, breathing part of your routine. Take a moment to reflect on each image and word, imagining ourselves living in that reality. Consider updating our vision board periodically as we achieve milestones or refine our goals. This keeps our vision fresh and relevant. 4. Journaling for clarity. Daily journaling is another effective way to communicate with yourself about your vision. Write about our progress, challenges, and feelings surrounding our goals. Journaling helps us process our thoughts and maintain emotional alignment with our vision, especially during challenging moments. When we communicate our vision to ourselves daily, we reaffirm our commitment to our dreams and maintain a strong sense of purpose. By practicing to do this, it keeps our goals at the forefront of our minds and provides the clarity and motivation needed for us to stay on track. Presenting our vision to others with clarity and confidence. While our vision is personal, there will be times when sharing it with others can be beneficial. So whether we are sharing our goals with a mentor, an accountability partner, a team member, or collaborating, a clear and confident presentation of our vision will pave the way for new opportunities and build strong relationships. 1. Know our audience. We must tailor our message to suit the specific audience we are addressing. For example, when sharing your vision with a mentor, you may want to focus on your aspirations and the guidance you seek. When presenting to a team, emphasize the shared goals and actionable steps. Understand what your audience values and frame your vision in a way that resonates with their priorities. 2. Keep it simple and concise. The key to effective communication is simplicity. Avoid overwhelming your audience with unnecessary details. Instead, present the core elements of your vision clearly and straightforwardly. It is so important for us to use language that is simple for them to understand, and this will vary depending on the audience that we are speaking to. Make sure the language is not too difficult for them to understand. 3. Use visual aids. Visuals can enhance our presentation and make our vision more engaging. If we're sharing our vision with others, consider using a physical or digital vision board to provide a visual representation of our goals. A well-organized layout with relevant images and keywords can help others grasp our vision quickly. 4. Demonstrate confidence and passion. Confidence is contagious. When we present our vision with genuine enthusiasm and certainty, others feel it. If we don't believe in our own vision, they won't either. But when we show that we do, people become far more willing to support us. Share personal stories and motivations to add authenticity and emotional weight to our presentation. 5. Invite feedback and collaboration. Be willing to receive constructive feedback and collaborate. When we share our vision, it doesn't mean we have all the answers. Feedback from others can offer valuable insights and resources that help us refine our goals. Approach feedback with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Collaboration can strengthen our vision and create opportunities we haven't considered. 6. Clarify the action plan. Clearly outline the steps we are taking to achieve our vision. When others understand our plan, they can better support us or hold us accountable. Provide specific examples of progress we've made or milestones we've achieved to show that our vision is actionable and realistic. By presenting our vision clearly and confidently, we inspire others to support our goals and contribute to our success. So whether we are looking for encouragement, accountability, or partnership, successfully explaining our vision can create a network of support that will push us toward our dreams. How plain visions resonate across different audiences. A vision that is simple and clear has the power to connect and inspire a diverse audience. When our vision is plain, which means free from unnecessary complexity, it becomes more relatable, inspiring, and actionable for others. Here's how clarity can impact your vision. 1. Acceptance of purpose. A plain vision focuses on the heart of our goal, which makes it understandable to a wide range of people. When our main message is clear, then others will easily identify it and connect with our purpose, regardless of their background or expertise. For example, a vision statement like, "I decided to create a community for young people so that they can be empowered." This message is clear and focused on empowerment and growth. Therefore, it makes it significant and impactful among various audiences. 2. Breaking barriers to understanding. Complicated visions with too many details can create confusion and disconnect. When our vision is simple and to the point, it breaks down barriers and encourages understanding. Avoid technical jargon or lengthy explanations. Instead, pay close attention to the key points that effectively express our goal. 3. Emotional resonance. Simplicity allows the emotional core of our vision to shine. People are drawn to stories and visions that evoke feelings of hope, excitement, and possibility. By keeping our vision plain, we create space for emotional connection. When others can see the heart behind our vision, they are more likely to feel inspired and motivated to help us. 4. Adaptability across platforms. A plain vision can be easily adapted for different platforms and formats, whether we're sharing it in a meeting, a social media post, or a speech. Simple, clear messaging ensures that our vision remains consistent and impactful, regardless of how or where it is shared. 5. Inspiring collective action. Our vision can inspire others to take action and participate in its fulfillment when they understand it. A clear, compelling vision encourages collaboration and builds momentum. People are more likely to rally around a vision they understand and believe in. Plainness creates a sense of shared purpose and encourages collective effort. 6. Building trust. Transparency and simplicity build trust. When our vision is plain, we demonstrate honesty and authenticity, which fosters trust and credibility. A clear vision shows that we have thought carefully about our goals and are serious about achieving them. By making our vision plain, we ensure that it resonates with diverse audiences and invites meaningful engagement. Whether we are communicating with ourselves or others, clarity enhances understanding, builds trust, and fosters a sense of shared purpose. Bringing it all together. Remember that to communicate our vision successfully, it starts with clarity and simplicity. It's important to share our vision with ourselves daily, because it strengthens our commitment and maintains our focus on our goals. Also, remember to present our vision to others with confidence and passion, opening doors for collaboration, support, and accountability. A plain vision that is free from confusion will resonate with different audiences, encouraging understanding and emotional connection. As we move forward, remember that communication is an ongoing process. We must regularly revisit and improve our vision to ensure that it remains clear, up-to-date, and inspiring. Whether we visualize our dreams in private or reflect and share our goals with the world, making our vision clear allows it to grow and flourish. Chapter 3, Section 1. So he may run who reads it. Inspiring action through your vision. How clear visions spark motivation and action. A clear vision is a powerful motivator. When we take the time to make our goals and dreams plain, we ignite a sense of purpose that fuels our actions. The phrase "so he may run who reads it" from Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 suggests that when a vision is communicated clearly, it compels immediate movement. Clarity gives direction, removes uncertainty, and empowers us to take confident steps toward our future. 1. Defining the end goal. Clarity starts with defining what success looks like. When we know exactly what we are aiming for, we remove uncertainty and build a roadmap to achieve our vision. A vision like "I want to be successful" is too vague to inspire specific actions. However, a vision such as "I want to open a thriving community center that offers mentorship programs for at-risk youth within 3 years" provides clear guidance and purpose. 2. Emotional resonance. A clear vision will resonate emotionally, creating a connection that will motivate us to take action. When our vision aligns with our values and aspirations, it becomes a constant reminder of why our goals do matter. This emotional connection strengthens our resolve during setbacks, reminding us that our dreams are worth the effort. 3. Internal motivation. A clear vision creates true motivation and an inner drive to act because the vision itself feels meaningful and rewarding. Unlike external motivators such as praise or rewards, intrinsic motivation fosters long-lasting, sustainable commitment. 4. Decision-making and prioritization. Clarity simplifies decision-making. When we have a clear vision, we can quickly determine whether an opportunity aligns with our goals or serves as a distraction. This enables us to prioritize actions that move us closer to our vision and eliminate activities that don't contribute to our progress. A clear vision transforms daydreams into determined action. It serves as a compass, pointing us toward our purpose and reminding us that each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to realizing our dreams. Translating vision into a strategic action plan. While a vision can inspire, action is what brings it to life. To run with the vision, as described in Habakkuk, we need a strategic action plan that breaks our goals down into manageable steps and keeps us on course. 1. Breaking down the vision. Start by outlining the key milestones that will lead to our ultimate goal. These milestones serve as checkpoints that enable us to measure our progress. For example, if your vision is to write a book, your milestones might include drafting an outline, completing each chapter, and revising the final manuscript. 2. Setting SMART goals. Strategic goals should be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of writing "improve my public speaking," write "deliver a 10-minute presentation at the next community meeting within 2 months." This level of detail makes it easier to create a step-by-step plan. 3. Creating an actionable timeline. Set a deadline for each milestone and break it into actionable steps. A clear deadline for each milestone encourages us to be accountable for our actions and keeps us from procrastinating. For instance, if your milestone is to launch a business in a year, your tasks might include securing funding, developing a marketing plan, and building a website. 4. Prioritizing tasks. Not all tasks carry the same weight. Identify which ones are essential to moving the vision forward and focus on completing them first. Create tools like a to-do list or use project management apps to keep track of our priorities. These tools will help us avoid feeling overwhelmed. 5. Monitoring progress. We must monitor and assess our progress to stay on track. This should include weekly reviews, allowing us to evaluate our completed tasks and reflect on our challenges. If necessary, we can adjust our plans at that time. Celebrating our small wins boosts our momentum and helps keep us motivated. 6. Building resilience. Strategic plans should include potential obstacles and challenges. Expect challenges and create contingency plans to make sure setbacks do not knock us off our track. We must be flexible so that when something goes wrong, we are ready to make adjustments to our timeline and still keep our overall vision intact. By translating our vision into a strategic action plan, we bridge the gap between aspiration and accomplishment. Our plan becomes a step-by-step guide that keeps us focused, disciplined, and accountable. Inspiring others to run with shared visions. A vision isn't always a solitary pursuit. Sometimes our dreams involve inspiring and leading others toward a common goal. When communicated effectively, A shared vision has the power to mobilize people, fostering collaboration and collective action. 1. Clarity and consistency. To inspire others, our vision must be clear and consistent. Ensure that your message remains the same across all conversations, presentations, and platforms. When we maintain consistent communication, it builds trust and emphasizes the significance of the vision. 2. Articulating the why. People are more likely to support a vision when they understand the purpose behind it. Clearly express the why behind our goals to create an emotional connection to those we are communicating with. For example, instead of saying, "We need to increase funding for this project," explain how the funding will improve lives and create lasting change. 3. Inviting collaboration. A shared vision becomes more powerful when others feel a sense of ownership and involvement. Welcome people to share their ideas, provide feedback, and contribute their solutions when collaborating with others. Collaborating with others will not only strengthen the vision, but also empower others to take the initiative and contribute their unique strengths. 4. Exhibiting confidence and commitment. Our belief in our vision sets the tone for others. By showing confidence and staying committed to our goal, we inspire others to trust our vision and recognize the important role they play in it. We must be transparent about the challenges and opportunities you face. Authenticity fosters credibility and encourages others to remain engaged, even during challenging times. 5. Celebrating contributions and progress. Recognize and celebrate the contributions of others. By recognizing our team's efforts and their accomplishments, it creates a sense of unity which will deepen their commitment to the dream. Share stories of progress and success to keep morale high and remind everyone of the impact they are making. 6. Painting a picture of the future. Use vivid language and pictures to help others visualize the future we are working toward. Helping people visualize and understand the potential outcome makes them more likely to invest in and commit their time to achieving it. For example, describe how a completed project will look, feel, and function, creating a compelling mental image of success. 7. Providing clear roles and responsibilities. Ensure that each person involved in the vision understands their role clearly and how their contributions fit into the bigger picture. Clarifying roles prevents confusion and empowers team members to act with confidence and purpose. By inspiring others to run with a shared vision, you cultivate a sense of unity and collective purpose. When everyone is aligned and working toward the same goal, the power of the vision multiplies, creating momentum that propels the entire team forward. Bringing it all together. Inspiring action through our vision starts with clarity. When our vision is clear, it sparks motivation within ourselves and others, turning dreams into movement. Let's take another look. When we translate our vision into a deliberate action, it provides a roadmap for success to ensure that each step is done with purpose and is in alignment with our dream. Furthermore, a shared vision has the potential to inspire collective action and create a lasting impact. It is also essential to understand that when we communicate our vision with purpose, it invites others to collaborate with us and celebrate our progress. Then we can inspire others to believe in it and contribute to the fulfillment of a common dream. Finally, the power of a vision lies not only in its creation but in its ability to create action. When our vision is made plain and shared with confidence, it becomes a source of inspiration that leads to transformative change, both in our own lives and in the lives of those around us. Chapter 3, Section 2. So he may run who reads it, building momentum on the journey. Setting milestones to track progress. Momentum on any journey is built by establishing clear checkpoints that allow us to measure how far we've come and how close we are to achieving our goal. These checkpoints are called milestones. Milestones serve as key markers of our progress. They break a larger goal into smaller, manageable parts, which makes the journey feel much more attainable and encourages us to stay on track. 1. Breaking down the vision. A clear vision can seem overwhelming at first because of its scale. However, setting milestones helps us break it into smaller goals that feel achievable. Let's say our vision is to run a marathon. Our milestones might include running a 5K, then a 10K, and then we will progress to a half marathon. Notice that each of these milestones brings us closer to the larger goal. 2. Defining key success points. Milestones should represent meaningful achievements within the larger goal. Ask yourself, What major tasks or outcomes will indicate that I'm on track? If we have a vision to start a new business, one of the critical milestones might be to write a business plan. The second one would be to get funding to run the business, and the third one would be to present our first products or services to the public. 3. Time-based milestones. It is so important for us to set realistic timelines for each milestone. Having deadlines for us to meet for our goals will inspire the need for urgency and hold us accountable to them. For instance, if our vision is for us to complete a degree, we would set milestones such as finishing a set number of courses per semester. 4. Celebrating small wins. Every milestone reached is a reason to celebrate. When we recognize our progress along the way, it reinforces our sense of accomplishment and will keep us motivated. Celebrations don't have to be elaborate. Simple rewards such as taking a day off to relax or treating ourselves to something special can boost morale. 5. Adjusting milestones when necessary. Life can be unpredictable, and setbacks may arise. When this happens, it's important to adjust our milestones rather than abandon our vision. Being flexible ensures that we will remain on our journey and not panic if the path looks different than what we were expecting. Milestones will serve as guided posts that break up the long journey into achievable parts. They make progress accessible and give us actual evidence of success, keeping us motivated to press forward. Overcoming inaction with small, consistent steps. One of the biggest obstacles to building momentum is inaction, the tendency to remain in a state of idleness. The longer we wait to take action, the harder it becomes to get started. The great thing is that even taking the smallest steps can build momentum, because it is consistency that counts, not perfection, that keeps us moving forward. The power of small wins. Small wins create a snowball effect, where each completed task builds confidence and propels us forward. Taking a small action like writing one paragraph of our book or making a call can break the cycle of idleness and build momentum, so that we are back in action mode again. Start where we are. Avoid waiting for the perfect moment to begin. The perfect moment rarely arrives, and waiting often leads to procrastination. Instead, focus on taking action from our current position. Ask ourselves, what type of action steps can we take that would move us closer to accomplishing our goals? 1. Create a daily or weekly planner. Being consistent is the key to maintaining focus and completing our tasks for each goal. Start a daily or weekly planner to support our vision and keep track of each step we must take. For example, if your vision is to improve your physical health, commit to a 20-minute walk every morning or a specific number of workouts each week. 2. Minimize overwhelm. Large tasks can feel daunting and cause us to freeze in inaction. Break them into smaller, manageable steps to avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed. Instead of stressing about completing an entire project at once, try thinking about completing one task at a time. For example, if the goal is to write a research paper, start by collecting sources or drafting an outline rather than trying to complete the entire paper in one sitting. 3. Track your actions and progress. Use a journal, planner, or app to track the actions we've completed. When we see our progress in writing, it will be amazingly motivating to keep us moving towards success and completing our dream. Each checkmark of completion serves as a wonderful reminder that we're moving forward, even if the steps are small ones. 4. Embrace imperfection. Many people hesitate to take action because they fear making mistakes. However, progress is more important than perfection. We must give ourselves permission to learn as we go. Mistakes are part of the journey and often provide valuable lessons that help us refine our approach. Small, consistent steps are powerful because they help us build positive habits and overcome inaction. The momentum we create by taking consistent action, even if imperfect, will propel us toward our larger goals. The power of accountability in sustaining action. Accountability is a crucial factor in maintaining momentum on our journey. Having someone or something keeping us accountable will increase our ability to stay consistent and not be steered off track. It helps us to overcome challenges and keep committed to our vision. 1. Accountability partners. An accountability partner is someone who supports our progress, checks in with us regularly, and helps us stay committed to our goals. Choose someone you trust and who is genuinely invested in your success. This could be a mentor, coach, friend, or colleague. 2. Regular check-ins. Setting up routine check-ins with our accountability partner is crucial. allowing us to review our progress and discuss any challenges we may face ahead. These meetings give us the opportunity to celebrate our wins. It also gives us the chance to address any setbacks that may have occurred and fine-tune our plans accordingly. Public commitments. Now that we have shared our goals publicly, our vision is no longer a dream. It has transformed into a commitment that we now feel a stronger sense of responsibility to successfully complete. It is now time to share our goals with an encouraging community of people who are like-minded individuals, or search online for a forum where there might be a group supportive of our vision. 1. Tracking tools. Use tools that help us stay accountable to ourselves, such as goal tracking apps, habit trackers, or progress journals. These kinds of tools give us visual reminders of our goals and help us monitor our consistency. 2. Celebrate together. Involving others in our journey makes our wins even more meaningful. Share our progress and milestones with our accountability partner or community. Celebrating together fosters a sense of solidarity and reinforces your commitment to your vision. 3. Constructive accountability. Accountability isn't about harsh criticism or punishment. It's about constructive support, which we must be willing to listen to. It is essential that we surround ourselves with people who will hold us accountable with kindness, encouragement, and honesty. Avoid environments where accountability feels punitive or discouraging. 4. Self-accountability practices. In addition to external accountability, practice self-accountability. Set personal deadlines, review your goals regularly, and be honest with yourself about your progress. Develop routines that create internal accountability, such as reflecting on your goals each morning or reviewing your achievements at the end of the week. Accountability helps us stay consistent and resilient, especially during moments of doubt or difficulty. When we know that someone else is invested in our progress, we are more likely to stay committed and push through challenges. Bringing it all together. Remember, it's important to build momentum on our journey because it requires purposeful steps. By setting milestones, we can monitor our progress and take the time to celebrate our wins. Therefore, boosting our motivation allows us to continue on this journey to success. To break free from idleness, it will require taking small, consistent steps that will disrupt inaction behavior and promote positive ones. Finally, accountability ensures that you stay focused, disciplined, and supported as we pursue our vision. Momentum isn't created overnight. It's built one step at a time. By setting clear milestones, taking consistent actions, and involving others in our journey will create a framework for sustainable progress. As we continue to run with the vision, remember that even the small steps forward matter. They bring us closer to our goals and strengthen our belief in them. Chapter 3, Section 3. So he may run who reads it. Sustaining energy over time. How to celebrate progress to maintain enthusiasm. One of the most effective ways to sustain energy over time is by celebrating progress. Whether big or small, every achievement along our journey represents a step closer to our ultimate vision. Because we are acknowledging these milestones, it keeps us inspired and strengthens our belief that the hard work that we are doing will pay off. 1. Acknowledge small wins. Often we wait to celebrate until we achieve the final goal, but this can lead to burnout and feelings of discouragement. Instead, celebrate each step of the process. Completing our small wins, such as finishing an important task or noticing that a short-term milestone is picking up momentum, will boost our feelings of accomplishment. 2. Create meaningful rewards. Rewards don't have to be extravagant, but they should be meaningful to you. Whether we decide to take the time to have a relaxing evening, go out for a special dinner, or decide to spend quality time with our loved ones when we reward ourselves, it helps us feel appreciated and recharged. Personal rituals of celebration, like journaling our achievements or treating ourselves to something special, help reinforce positive habits. 3. Share your success. Sharing our progress with others will amplify our celebration. When we involve friends, family, or mentors in our accomplishments, we build stronger relationships with them, and we might even motivate others to follow their dreams. Celebrating with others also strengthens our support system, making us feel valued and encouraging us to continue our efforts. 4. Reflect on how far you've come. Pause and take the time to look back and appreciate the progress we've made along the way on our journey. Reviewing past challenges and the progress we've made can reignite our enthusiasm. Consider creating a progress board or timeline that visually tracks our achievements as a tangible reminder of our growth. 5. Turn setbacks into celebrations. Even setbacks can be reframed as opportunities for growth. When we overcome an obstacle or learn from a mistake, we celebrate our resilience and the valuable lessons we gain. This mindset helps us stay optimistic and fuels our commitment to keep moving forward. Celebrating progress not only maintains enthusiasm, but also builds resilience. When we honor our journey and recognize our accomplishments, we strengthen our belief in our ability to achieve our vision. Adapting the vision as we evolve. Visions are not inflexible. As we grow and experience new things, our priorities, values, and circumstances may shift. Therefore, it's essential to remain flexible and willing to adapt our vision as we evolve. So, if we need to change our vision, it doesn't mean that we are giving up on our dreams. It just means that we are shaping them into who we are becoming. 1. Recognizing when changes are needed. We must consistently review our vision to make sure that it is still reflecting our goals and values. Take the time to ponder. Does the vision still hold meaning for me? Has there been anything that changed? Is there anything that needs an update or an adjustment? Changes such as job openings, new relationships, or personal growth may shape our direction. This is why it is so important for us to recognize these shifts early to ensure we stay on our road to success with our vision. 2. Allow room for growth. Growth brings us new insights, skills, and changes the way we look at things. Our vision should expand to incorporate these changes. For example, if our vision was initially focused on achieving career success, but we've discovered a passion for mentoring others, we can adapt our vision to include leadership and mentorship. 3. Revisit our goals. Break down our vision and evaluate each goal. Ask ourselves, are these goals still serving us and our purpose for our vision? Are there new goals that we should be adding to improve our vision? When we update our timelines and make adjustments to our milestones, we are upholding our purpose for our vision and keeping it attainable. 4. Stay open to opportunities. Flexibility enables us to capitalize on unexpected opportunities that align with our evolving vision. Sometimes we might take an unexpected turn on our path, but that's okay because it can result in a greater outcome than what we had originally planned on. Avoid rigidly clinging to one specific path. Instead, focus on the bigger picture and remain open to new possibilities. 5. Document your evolution. Maintain records on how our vision has changed over time, and also make sure to write down each change. When we do this, it helps to reveal very important lessons about how we are growing on our journey. This practice also helps us recognize patterns and themes in our lives, reinforcing the importance of adaptability. 6. Balance adaptation with consistency. While we are adapting to our vision, it is important to avoid making changes without thinking about them first. We must think about each adjustment carefully to ensure it aligns with our long-term purpose. Balance flexibility with perseverance, making intentional changes rather than reactive ones. By adapting our vision as we evolve, we ensure that it remains meaningful and motivating. This flexibility allows us to navigate life's changes with confidence and resilience, keeping us aligned with our authentic selves. Staying connected to our why in moments of doubt. On every journey, there are times when we have doubts because the obstacles seem too big, and the journey feels as if it is going too slowly. It is during these times we must remember our why, the deeper purpose behind our vision, and in doing this it reignites our focus to keep moving forward. 1. Identify our core motivation. Reflect on why we set this vision in the first place. What inspired us? What impact do you want to create? Our why is the driving force that keeps us grounded. Write our why in a place where we can see it daily, such as our journal, vision board, or phone background. 2. Visualize the outcome. When doubt creeps in, close your eyes and vividly imagine the outcome of your vision, picturing how it will feel to achieve our goal, and the positive effect it will have on our life and others. Visualization can reignite our excitement because it takes us back to when we first visualized our dream, reminding us of the joy and excitement we felt then, and as a result, motivating us to push forward during times of doubt. 3. Remind ourselves of past successes. Doubt often makes us forget our past victories. Thinking back on the challenges we faced and how we were able to overcome them, and the goals we have reached, reminds us of our abilities and strengths. Create a success journal, where we document our accomplishments and revisit it during difficult times. 4. Surround ourselves with support. Sharing our struggles with reliable friends, mentors, or accountability partners allows us to receive the encouragement and perspective we sometimes miss on our own. Their guidance can illuminate our progress and rekindle our belief in our goals. Don't hesitate to lean on your support network for steady, constructive support. 5. Use positive affirmations. Speak affirmations that reinforce our belief in our vision and our ability to achieve it. Phrases like, "I am capable," "I will trust the process," and "I am where I want to be" will shift our mindset from doubt to confidence. 6. Take time to rest and recharge. Be aware of exhaustion. When we are exhausted, that is when doubt will show up, so we must take care of ourselves by giving ourselves rest and grace. Self-care is a must. It helps us keep a clear mind and keep confident in what we are doing. Recharging our energy allows us to approach our vision with renewed clarity and strength. 7. Find meaning in the struggles. Difficult moments are often where the greatest growth happens. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to build resilience and gain wisdom. Journaling about what we've learned during challenging times can help us find purpose in the process. Staying connected to our why keeps us anchored during moments of doubt. When we focus on the deeper meaning behind our vision, we remind ourselves that the journey is worth it, even when the path feels uncertain. Chapter 4, Section 1. The vision awaits its appointed time. Understanding divine timing. Patience as a spiritual principle. In these days and times, one of the most powerful spiritual lessons we can ever learn is the virtue of patience. Because we live in a fast-paced world that desires quick results, practicing patience may feel useless or out of place. Yet, the Bible repeatedly emphasizes the importance of waiting with trust and expectancy. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 reminds us, "For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end, it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not delay." This verse teaches that patience is not passive but active. It is a demonstration of faith, endurance, and alignment with divine timing. Practicing patience as a spiritual principle invites us to let go of control and have faith that God's perfect plan will unfold at the right time. This does not mean we should do nothing while we wait. What it does mean is that we should continue to prepare and take aligned actions while trusting in God's timing. In moments of waiting, our character is often refined. Patience teaches resilience, humility, and the ability to remain steadfast, even when the fulfillment of our vision seems distant. 1. Patience strengthens endurance. When we embrace patience, we build spiritual endurance that helps us withstand delays, setbacks, and uncertainties. Instead of becoming discouraged by the length of time it takes to see progress, we learn to trust the process and find meaning in the journey itself. 2. Patience cultivates trust. The act of waiting requires us to trust God's wisdom and God's timing instead of holding tightly to our own plans and timeline. When we trust in God's divine timing, it shows that we trust God, and it allows us to see holdups and refusals as an opportunity for growth, and not as setbacks or denials. 3. Patience in action. Practicing patience doesn't mean sitting idle. Instead, it involves prayer, self-reflection, and taking intentional steps toward our vision, knowing that the outcome will come to fruition in its appointed time. Patience often calls us to slow down and focus on what is within our control, while leaving the larger picture in God's hands. When we view patience as an essential part of the process rather than a barrier to our goals, it becomes a source of strength. Patience reminds us that what is meant for us will not pass us by, and our efforts are never in vain. How faith sustains vision during waiting periods. Faith is essential for supporting our vision during times of waiting. It helps us to trust in what we cannot see, and allows us to hold on to confidence in what we are doing, even when progress feels so slow or hopeless. Hebrews 11 verse 1 describes faith as the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. When we have this promise from God and we truly believe it, it gives us the courage to move forward. Just think about that feeling we get when we truly believe in something that is going to happen. Nothing can stop us because we know in our hearts that it is going to come to life. The same is true with having faith in God for our vision. We know in our heart that God will bring our dream to pass in God's perfect timing. 1. Faith provides hope and encouragement. In moments when things feel uncertain, having faith in God reminds us that even the waiting has purpose. It helps us stay rooted in hope and grounded in peace, especially when life tests our commitment to the vision God has placed in our hearts. Having faith shifts our attention from what we are lacking to what is possible through God. Past victories help us to remember how faithful God was to us in the past, so now we can rest in God's promises, knowing that what God has done for us before, God will do for us right now, despite any issues that we might be dealing with today. 2. Faith resists fear and doubt. Doubt will always pop up during long periods of waiting time. Did you know that doubt is one of the enemy's tools to distract us from God's blessing? We must not focus on them. Instead, we must keep the faith and uphold our belief that God will manifest it at God's appointed time. By supporting faith through prayer, meditation, and reading scripture, we strengthen our spiritual strength and silence negative voices that the enemy seeks to undermine our confidence. 3. Faith fuels consistent action. Faith is not silent or still. It requires movement from us, not just belief. We must continue to work toward our vision, even though we cannot see the outcome of our dream right now. By demonstrating confidence in its fulfillment, we are showing God that we trust God's divine process to bring it into reality. For example, an aspiring author will continue writing chapters for their book because the author believes their book will be published and bear fruit at the right moment. 4. Faith anchors us in God's purpose. When we have faith, we are reminded that our vision is not solely about personal achievement, but about aligning with a greater purpose. When we remain anchored in this purpose, we can endure waiting periods with a sense of peace and trust, knowing that we are part of a divine plan. Faith sustains us when we feel weary and uncertain. It helps us to endure the long waiting season. Faith transforms it into a season of growth and preparation time. Resting in faith allows us to move through delays gracefully and peacefully, and equipped for the manifestation of our vision. Recognizing signs of alignment and timing. One of the most comforting things about divine timing is that God shows us signs when things are beginning to line up. While the process might not always be straight, God will send us subtle cues and confirmations that we are on the right path. 1. Opportunities aligning with your vision. Sometimes doors that we thought were closed will open precisely when you need them most. These moments are aligned with our goals, strengthening our belief that timing is part of a divine plan, and we must keep the faith. For example, you may encounter the right mentor, resource, or connection precisely when you need it most. 2. Inner peace and clarity. A sense of peace often accompanies alignment. Even when challenges arise, we may feel a quiet assurance that we are exactly where we need to be. Clarity in our thoughts and decisions is another sign that we are aligned with divine timing. When our vision and steps forward feel intentional and purposeful, it's a sign that we're moving in the right direction. 3. Affirmations and confirmations. Affirmations are positive words, empowering scriptures, or encouragement from others that strengthen our belief in our vision. These confirmations can serve as divine reminders that we are being guided and supported, even when the path isn't clear. 4. Unexpected progress. Alignment can also show up as sudden breakthroughs or progress in areas where you previously felt stuck. Moments like these remind us that uncertain circumstances can change quickly at the right time, therefore supporting the value in being patient during the waiting season. 5. Growth and preparedness. During waiting periods, we may notice personal growth and skill development that prepare us for the fulfillment of our vision. Without the waiting season, we would not have the time needed for emotional, spiritual, or professional growth because we would be moving too fast to hear God's voice. 6. Synchronicities and divine encounters. Sometimes, divine timing presents itself through seemingly coincidental events that fit together perfectly. These synchronicities can confirm that we're aligned with God's plan. Noticing these signs encourage us to stay hopeful and aware that God is working behind the scenes. Instead of worrying about the delays, we can remain calm and focused during these quiet moments, knowing that everything will become clear in God's divine timing. Bringing it all together. When we embrace God's divine timing, it will take patience. Having faith and being aware of these signs indicates that we are on the right path. Patience strengthens our trust in the journey that God is taking us on. Patience helps us to stay steadfast during the seasons of waiting. Faith will sustain our vision and give us the hope and confidence to continue moving forward, even when progress feels slow. By recognizing signs of alignment, we gain reassurance that we are on the right path and that our vision will manifest at the appointed time. The waiting period is not a season of inaction but a time of preparation, growth, and refinement. When we embrace God's divine timing, we are now aligning our efforts with God's plan and strengthening our trust in His promises. As Habakkuk reminds us, the vision will not delay. It will come at exactly the right time. By staying patient, faithful, and attentive, we position ourselves to receive and steward our vision with gratitude and purpose. Chapter 4. The Vision Awaits Its Appointed Time, Section 2. Embracing the process. Trusting the journey, not just the destination. When we are working so hard to turn our vision into reality, we can easily lose sight of the purpose of our journey and overlook the value of the journey. It is so crucial that we don't overlook this part of the process because how we bring our vision into reality is what shapes us, and that is just as significant as reaching our goal. The journey refines us, teaches us patience, and builds resilience. Trusting the journey means believing that every step, both the highs and the lows, serves a purpose in fulfilling the vision. 1. Finding purpose in the present. When we learn to appreciate the process, we begin to see that each season of our journey has meaning. Even moments of waiting or hardship are opportunities for growth. Trusting the journey allows us to live with intention, rather than constantly looking ahead to what's next. Each day becomes part of the unfolding story. 2. Surrendering control. To trust the journey, we must surrender our desire to control everything and embrace faith and trust God, which is so difficult for most of us to do because we want to be in control of everything. God is telling us that we don't have to dictate every step to try and rush the process, but we must trust that God's plan is the right one for success. Most people, when they hear surrender to God, they think it means to do nothing, but that is not what it means. Surrendering to God means to take purposeful steps each day while trusting in God's divine hand to complete the outcome. 3. Celebrating small milestones. The process is filled with small wins that deserve recognition. Celebrating these moments helps reinforce trust in the journey. Acknowledging our progress is so important, no matter how small it may seem, because it will remind us that growth is happening, which is crucial for us to understand when our vision feels so far away. By shifting our mindset to value the process, we begin to experience joy and fulfillment at every stage of the journey. Instead of rushing toward the finish line, we learn to savor each step and recognize that the process itself is preparing us for the destination. Learning and growing through challenges. Unfortunately, challenges are unavoidable on our journey to completing our vision. While problems bring about discouragement, they also present chances for us to learn and grow. But if we embrace challenges rather than getting upset or giving up, we build strength and wisdom. 1. Reframing setbacks as lessons. By changing the way we look at it, our setbacks can be seen as lessons for growth rather than failures. Challenges often open our eyes to areas for self-improvement, skill building, or embracing a new path forward. For example, if a job interview doesn't go as planned, the experience can teach us how to better prepare or improve our communication. 2. Strengthening resilience. Resilience is having the ability to be flexible when difficulty pops up and keeps us moving forward. Every challenge we face strengthens us and gives us the ability to continue working on our vision. Resilient individuals view obstacles as temporary and believe in their capacity to overcome them. This mindset prevents discouragement from becoming a permanent state. 3. Developing character. Challenges often shape our character. They teach us humility, empathy, and patience. So when we are facing difficulties with grace and determination, it helps us to become stronger and more compassionate with others. 4. Building problem-solving skills. Difficulties often require us to think creatively and develop problem-solving skills. Often, when we face difficulties, it's not time to give up but for us to look at the issue and think of creative ways to solve the problem. We must ask ourselves these questions. What is God teaching me through this challenge? And what is the best way for us to handle it? This process of problem-solving builds confidence and equips us for future challenges. 5. Growing spiritually. Trials often deepen our faith. When we reach moments where our strength feels insufficient, we learn to rely on divine guidance and trust. Prayer, reflection, and meditation become tools that help us stay connected to our vision and draw strength during difficult times. By learning from challenges rather than being defeated by them, we become stronger and more capable of handling what comes next. These lessons prepare us not only for the fulfillment of our vision, but for the responsibilities and opportunities that come with it. How delay prepares us for greater outcomes. Delays can be frustrating, especially when we feel ready for the next step. However, delays are often not denials but preparations for something greater. When we shift our perspective, we begin to see that waiting seasons are filled with purpose and preparation. 1. Refining our vision. Ever so often, when delays occur on our journey to complete our vision, instead of getting upset because we can't stay on track, take that time to enhance and clarify the vision. While we now take the time to review our vision, we realize that what we thought was perfect in the beginning needs adjustment, because we now have a deeper understanding of what we want to accomplish with our vision. The waiting period allows us to assess whether our vision still aligns with our values and long-term purpose. 2. Strengthening our foundation. Having a strong foundation is necessary to succeed with our vision, just as it is necessary to have a strong foundation to build a home, because without it, our vision will collapse. Delays often provide the time needed to build the emotional, mental, and spiritual fortitude required for success. This is the time when we start to develop skills, gain experience, and build connections that are important for our vision's long-term success. 3. Developing patience and perseverance. Patience is often cultivated during seasons of waiting. Delays teach us how to persevere without immediate gratification. This perseverance becomes a valuable trait that helps us sustain our vision once it is realized. 4. Avoiding premature outcomes. Premature success can lead to burnout, poor decisions, or missed opportunities for growth. Delays ensure that we are fully prepared to handle the outcomes of our vision. Waiting allows the right opportunities to align so that when the vision manifests, it does so with the right timing and support. 5. Recognizing divine preparation. Delays often coincide with divine preparation. Sometimes, circumstances beyond our control are being aligned to support the fulfillment of our vision. Just because we cannot see what is happening behind the scenes does not mean progress isn't occurring. Trusting that unseen positive forces are working in our favor helps us remain hopeful. 6. Appreciating the journey. When our vision is no longer a dream but a reality, those of us who have withstood the delays are the ones who have a deeper appreciation for the process. The challenges, lessons, and moments of waiting add depth and meaning to our achievement. This sense of gratitude enriches the experience, making the victory even sweeter. When we view the delays as part of the process of preparation, we learn that the waiting season is a time for fine-tuning, not to become frustrated. Each delay serves a purpose, shaping us into the person we need to be for the next phase of our journey. Bringing it all together. It is important to remember that when we embrace the process, we are trusting God, learning from the challenges, which are tests and lessons from God to help us understand that the delays are preparing us for a greater outcome. Trusting the journey helps us find purpose in every step, and it reminds us that the destination is only part of the story. Overcoming challenges strengthens and teaches us valuable lessons that shape our character and capabilities. By embracing the process, it shows that we trust God and are ready for growth. When we are impatient and frustrated, we cannot hear God's guidance. The journey may be filled with unexpected turns, but it is also rich with opportunities for us to evolve, deepen our faith, and strengthen our determination. By leaning into the process, we become not only recipients of our vision, but also stewards of the wisdom and resilience we have obtained along the way. So remember, the vision awaits us at its appointed time, and when it arrives, we will be ready. Chapter 4, Section 3. The vision awaits its appointed time, aligning effort with faith. Balancing work with trust and divine timing. How do we balance determination with trust? This is something that we all struggle with, and it is a challenge, but we can achieve it. It will require us to walk a fine line between persistent actions and knowing that at some point we will need to surrender the outcome of our vision to God's divine timing. Although it is essential to work hard to achieve our goals, overexerting ourselves and becoming impatient will lead to burnout and frustration. On the other hand, depending only on faith without taking action will risk stagnation. The secret lies in being consistent and trusting in God. When we trust in the divine, it ensures that our every action is lining up with God's perfect timing. 1. Understanding the partnership between work and faith. Faith without works is described as being nothing and incomplete. The Bible reminds us in James 2 verse 26 that faith apart from works is dead. This emphasizes that we need to act to demonstrate our trust in God's promises. When we work toward a vision, it is not about us taking control of every aspect of our vision. It is about doing our part and trusting in God to orchestrate the bigger picture. The trusting in God part is one of the most difficult parts for us to do, but we must have faith for our vision to be successful. 2. Setting intentional goals. When we align our efforts with faith, our goals become more purposeful. Instead of striving aimlessly, we focus on actions that reflect our belief in the vision. For example, if our vision is to create a nonprofit organization, our work to create the nonprofit organization might include networking, attending workshops to gain more knowledge on starting nonprofit businesses, and writing a draft for a business plan. Taking these steps shows our commitment to the vision, but we must also remember to leave room for divine guidance. 3. Practicing patience while working. Patience is something that we must practice. We also must understand that certain results require time to become known. Let's look at faith as a seed. By planting our seeds of faith, it assists us in remaining hopeful, knowing that growth is happening even if we don't see it yet. 4. Avoiding overexertion. Overworking out of a fear that things won't happen on time undermines trust in divine timing. Balance our effort with moments of rest and reflection. Trusting God's timing allows us to work with peace, knowing that the outcome doesn't rest solely on our shoulders. By balancing work with trust, we create space for grace to operate in our lives. This partnership allows us to pursue our vision with confidence, knowing that both our efforts and God's timing play vital roles in its fulfillment. How persistence demonstrates belief in the vision. Persistence is evidence of our faith in our vision, and it also shows God that we are committed to the path, even when we are faced with obstacles or delays. I remember during one of my own journeys becoming wary and beginning to doubt if I was on the right path. So I prayed and asked God to show me something that would assure me that I was doing what God wanted me to do. A few days later, still confused, I started to meditate, and that was when I heard God say, "Stay on the path that you're on." I will never forget it because the voice was so clear. Ever since that day, no matter what issues popped up or distractions that came my way, I stayed persistent in my vision. God does not answer everyone's prayer the same way, but if you ask God and trust in that divine power, you will receive an answer. 1. Persistence as evidence of conviction. When we remain steadfast in our efforts, it indicates we have a deep belief in the value of our vision. This confidence sustains us as we go through our challenges and motivates us to keep going. For example, an artist who continues creating despite rejection from galleries demonstrates faith in their work and its eventual impact. 2. Overcoming discouragement. As I've shared before, difficult seasons are inevitable, but persistence is how we push through when doubt tries to cloud our vision. Each small step forward is proof that progress is happening, and it strengthens our belief in what's possible. A practical way to stay persistent is by breaking our goals into smaller, manageable steps. When we focus on just the next step instead of the full distance ahead, we're less likely to feel overwhelmed and more likely to keep going. 3. Consistency builds momentum. Regular, consistent action creates momentum, making it easier to stay on track. Even small, daily efforts contribute to significant progress over time. Think of persistence as a steady stream that carves its way through rock. The effect of consistent effort is very powerful and transformative. 4. Faith fuels perseverance. When rooted in faith, persistence becomes more than mere determination. It becomes an act of trust. By continuing to work toward our vision, we demonstrate confidence that our efforts are part of a larger plan. For example, let's say we are studying for an exam, and we must pass it, so we study for hours to prepare for the big day. Because we believe that if we study hard for our exam, we will pass the exam, so we are persistent in studying hard to achieve our goal. 5. Embracing failures as opportunities. Persistence doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means learning from it and continuing forward. Each failure that we have provides valuable lessons that refine our approach. By reframing failures as stepping stones, You transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Persistence not only moves us closer to our vision, but also strengthens our character. It shows that we trust the process and believe that the effort we invest will ultimately yield the results we seek. Celebrating progress while awaiting fulfillment. Why do we celebrate our progress? We celebrate because when we reward our victories, it keeps us motivated and helps us keep our faith during the waiting season. Just the mere act of celebrating the steps that we have taken confirms the value of our hard work. It also reminds us that every success that we have, big or tiny, brings us closer to completing our vision and bringing it into reality. 1. Recognizing milestones. Breaking our vision into milestones and celebrating each one when we reach it is so important. Smaller achievements represent the progress that we have made, and it deserves to be recognized. For example, if our vision is to launch a business, our milestones might include securing funding. It might also include finalizing a logo or hosting our first event. Celebrating these moments keeps enthusiasm high. 2. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what remains undone to what has already been accomplished. Always take time to reflect on how far you've come, and don't forget to give thanks for the progress that we have made. When we show our gratitude, it helps us to reinforce a positive mindset, which makes it easier to stay motivated and hopeful. 3. Sharing progress with others. Sharing our achievements with friends, family, or mentors who support our journey. It is so wonderful to get encouragement and feedback. It can amplify our sense of accomplishment. Celebrating with others builds a sense of community and strengthens the support system that sustains us through the waiting period. 4. Finding joy in the journey. Celebration doesn't have to wait until the vision is fully realized. Find joy in the daily actions and small steps that move us forward. It is necessary for us to embrace the process because when we do this, we transform our journey into a source of fulfillment, and not just a means to an end. 5. Reflection as a form of celebration. Journaling or creating a visual representation of the progress we have accomplished serves as a powerful reminder of our journey. When we take a look back on what we've achieved, it helps us stay motivated and connected to our purpose. 6. Balancing celebration with expectancy. Although celebrating our progress helps us to maintain our feelings of expectation for what our vision is about to become, it also keeps us energized and focused on the bigger picture. Celebrating progress not only sustains our motivation, but also reinforces our faith. It reminds us that the journey is unfolding as it should, and that each step is part of the divine plan. All together. When lining up our efforts with faith, it involves a delicate balance of our actions and our trust in the divine. To do this, we must surrender the outcome to God's perfect timing and create a partnership with God's plan. Persistence demonstrates our belief in the vision and sustains us through challenges, while celebrating progress keeps our motivation high and our faith strong. The journey toward fulfilling our vision is as important as the destination. Each step, each lesson, and each moment of celebration shapes us into the person we need to be to steward the vision effectively. By aligning effort with faith, we honor both the work and the waiting, trusting that everything will come to fruition in its appointed time. Chapter 5, Section 1. It will not lie. Trusting the truth of our vision. How visions aligned with purpose are trustworthy. A vision that is aligned with our purpose is inherently trustworthy, because God will not give us a vision that is not in line with the divine's purpose for us. A vision grounded in our values, passions, and purpose will resonate deeply with truth, serving as a guiding light for our journey. It is necessary for us to trust in the vision, which will require us to have faith in both the process and the divine creator who has placed this vision within us, because without our faith in the divine creator, our vision will not be successful. 1. Clarity of alignment. A vision that we should trust in will align with the divine creator's principles. Once we are able to see this alignment, it is what gives our vision its legitimacy, so we now know that we can trust and believe that the vision is from God. We must remember to consider if our vision aligns with our talents, passions, and values. So we must ask ourselves, does this vision respect who I am and the impact I want to make in the world? 2. Divine guidance. The most important thing for us to understand is that any vision that comes from God will be rooted in truth. The key to legitimate visions from God is that they will align with God's character and promises, which will never change. When a vision is in harmony with biblical principles, It carries the weight of divine trustworthiness. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 reminds us, "For still the vision awaits its appointed time, it hastens to the end, it will not lie." This assurance reinforces the idea that a God-given vision is dependable and will come to fruition in its appointed time. 3. Internal resonance. When a vision feels right in our heart and spirit, it reflects a deep connection to our purpose. This sense of resonance helps us trust the vision, even when external circumstances challenge its validity. Pay attention to the peace and conviction you feel when thinking about your vision. These are often signs of its authenticity. 4. Long-term impact. A vision aligned with God's purpose for our life would not be just about personal achievements. It would have a broader impact. A trustworthy vision often will benefit others, so we can contribute to a greater good, not just for ourselves. If we take a moment to consider the potential ripple effects of our vision, this will reinforce our trust in its value and its need to others. When our vision is grounded in purpose and God's guidance, it creates a foundation of trust for us that will sustain us through any challenges or doubts that might come our way. This trust becomes our anchor to keep us focused on our dreams and goals. Overcoming doubts and fears about goals. It is natural for us to have feelings of doubt and fear when working on our vision. They usually descend upon us when we are uncertain about our next step, or when setbacks challenge our progress. However, we should not allow them to keep us from moving forward. We must face doubts and fears head-on because we can overcome them, and when we do, we will be stronger, and it will strengthen our belief in our goals. 1. Identifying the root of doubts. Most doubts come from fear of failure, lack of confidence, or external criticism. It is so important to understand where our doubts are coming from, because once we understand that, it can help us address them effectively. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What do I have to support the doubts that I am having? And what evidence can I find to disprove my fears? 2. Challenging negative thoughts. Counteract doubts with positive affirmations and truths. It is so vital for us to identify these negative thoughts, like "I can't do this." We must replace them with words that empower us, like, "I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to." Surround ourselves with supportive voices that uplift and encourage us, rather than those that amplify our fears. 3. Taking small, courageous steps. Action is one of the most effective cures for doubt. Each step we make toward our vision will build up our belief in the possibility of the success of our vision. When we honor every step that we make forward towards progress, it helps us to quiet our doubts and strengthens our drive to keep pushing onward. 4. Leaning on faith. Through faith, we are reminded that we are not navigating this journey alone. Trusting in God's perfect plan and promises brings us peace and confidence in times of doubt if we believe. Pray for clarity, strength, and peace when fear threatens to overwhelm you. Faith helps us see beyond current obstacles to the greater purpose ahead. 5. Revisiting your why. Return to the foundational reasons for pursuing our vision. When we reconnect with our why, it renews our passion and reminds us of the importance of our goals in achieving our vision. Keep your why front and center. Write it down or picture it clearly to stay grounded when challenges arise. 6. Learning from setbacks. Setbacks should be seen as an opportunity for us to learn and grow instead of looking at them as a sign of failure. Every challenge that we face on our journey has been given to us by God to make us tough, and to give us the wisdom that we will need for our future success. Remember that the road to fulfilling a vision is rarely linear. It's often filled with detours and lessons. Overcoming doubts and fears requires intentional effort, faith, and a commitment to believe in God's plan. By addressing these emotions constructively, we strengthen our resolve and remain focused on our vision. Biblical examples of fulfilled promises and visions. The Bible is rich with many stories of people who placed their trust in God's promises, and because of their trust, they achieved their vision, even though many had to face unbelievable obstacles. These examples serve as powerful reminders that we can trust God's plans. It also shows us that trusting in God's plans requires patience, faith, and persistence, which are the keys to success. 1. Abraham and the promise of a nation. God promised Abraham that he would become the father of many nations, even though he and his wife Sarah were old and childless. Genesis 15 verses 5-6. Despite the long waiting period and moments of doubt, Abraham trusted God's promise. The fulfillment of God's promise of Isaac's birth establishes God's faithfulness. Abraham's journey teaches us God's timing is always perfect. Sometimes we get so caught up in our own timing that we don't realize that God sees the big picture. There are reasons why our timing is not right for our vision, but God, the divine creator of all creation, sees and knows all. So we must trust the divine power to unfold our vision at the perfect time. 2. Joseph's dreams of leadership. In the Bible, Genesis 37, Joseph, a young man, dreamed of leadership, and when he told his brothers, they responded with jealousy and disbelief. Joseph had to endure betrayal and imprisonment before his vision became a reality. Eventually, Joseph became a powerful man in Egypt, which enabled him to save the lives of many people. The story shows how Joseph's journey was transformed by God's test and trials to prepare Joseph to fulfill the vision that God had given him. 3. Moses and the deliverance of Israel. Moses was called by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt to the Promised Land, Exodus 3. And despite Moses' reluctance and the many challenges he had to go through, Moses trusted in God's vision for freedom for God's people. Although the journey was fraught with obstacles, God's promise was fulfilled, demonstrating that perseverance and faith are essential in realizing a vision. 4. Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem's walls. Driven by a burning calling to restore the walls of Jerusalem, Nehemiah embraced the vision, a vision that required unwavering faith and hard work. Nehemiah 2. Despite the opposition and challenges Nehemiah had to face, he trusted in God's guidance to complete the task. Nehemiah's story highlights the importance of prayer, planning, and persistence in achieving a God-given vision. 5. Jesus and the fulfillment of prophecy. When we read about Jesus Christ's life in the Bible, we see that throughout his life and ministry, Jesus fulfilled many prophecies, confirming God's faithfulness to his word. Every detail of his birth to his resurrection was perfectly aligned with God's divine purpose. Studying Jesus' story will remind us that God's plans often exceed our human understanding. God's plans always bring greater outcomes than what we could ever imagine. These biblical examples are just a few illustrations showing how, when visions are aligned with God's purpose, we can trust them. These examples inspire us to be patient, faithful, and committed to God's plan, with the assurance that God will keep his promise, and if we keep the faith, our vision will be fulfilled in God's divine timing. Bringing it all together. Trusting that our vision comes from God will require us to have faith, to be determined, and to have discernment as to whether our vision aligns with God's purpose. A vision that is rooted in our values and guided by God becomes a dependable roadmap for us to follow on our journey. I cannot stress this enough about how important it is to overcome our doubts and fears. Once we have done it, it will give us the determination we need to proceed with our vision. Each biblical account of God's promises fulfilled reflects the divine's deep and constant faithfulness in our lives. As we move forward, hold on to the assurance that our vision will not lie. It may take time and require patience, but with faith and effort, the vision will come to fruition. When we place our trust in the journey and in God who gave us the vision, we make room for a fulfillment that exceeds our wildest expectations. Chapter 5 Section 2. It will not lie. Building confidence in your dream. The role of affirmations in reinforcing belief. To build confidence, we must use affirmations. They are powerful tools for building confidence in our dreams. By intentionally speaking positive, truth-filled statements, we can reinforce our belief in our vision and counteract self-doubt. Most people don't even know that the words we speak have the power to shape our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, which makes affirmations a vital part of manifesting our dreams. 1. What are affirmations? Affirmations are positive declarations that align with your goals and values. They are designed to replace negative or limiting beliefs with empowering truths. For example, instead of thinking, "I don't have what it takes," an affirmation might be, "I am capable, equipped, and ready to achieve my dreams." 2. Reprogramming our mindset. By repeating affirmations, we are sealing positive words into our subconsciousness, which is called retraining our mind to become a mind that is embedded with positive thoughts, transforming our doubts and fears into confident ones. Affirmation helps us to focus on the possibilities that we have, instead of limitations. It fosters growth and gives us a new point of view. 3. Aligning words with vision. Helpful affirmations are clear and closely tied to our visions. Say you are dreaming about starting a business, you might affirm, I am a successful business owner, and my business has benefited so many people's lives. Aligning our affirmations with our vision ensures that our words are in agreement with our goals. 4. Incorporating affirmations into daily life. Use affirmations at the beginning of our day or at the end of our day. This will set a positive tone. Make sure to record them in our journals, speak them out loud, and display them on our walls or desk, anywhere they can be visible to our eyes. Another great way to make sure our affirmations are stored deep in our minds is to record our affirmations and listen to them at night as we fall asleep, or repeat them as we fall asleep, and in the morning while we are getting ready for work. Consistency is very important. The more we repeat affirmations, the more they will influence our mindset and behavior. 5. Biblical affirmations. Use scripture-based affirmations to anchor our confidence in God's promises. For example, declare, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 13. Or God has plans to prosper me and not to harm me. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Affirmations are a practical way to cultivate belief in our dreams. By speaking life into our vision, we strengthen our confidence and align our thoughts with our purpose. Surrounding ourselves with a supportive environment. The relationships, environments, and influences in our lives play a great role in our beliefs and the confidence and the commitment we have to our visions. A supportive environment will lift us up, give us constructive feedback, and help us stay focused, while negative environments breed doubt and create obstacles. By surrounding ourselves with positive people, it helps us maintain our belief in our vision that God has given us. 1. Choosing the right people. Connecting with people who believe in our potential and are ready and willing to support our dreams is crucial for the success of our vision. From those who are mentors, family members, friends, or simply like-minded individuals. Avoid spending excessive time with people who are overly critical, dismissive, or unsupportive of our dreams. 2. Creating a positive space. Our environment should inspire us and motivate us. Designate a space for reflection, work, or prayer where we can focus on our vision without distractions. Creating visual reminders of our goals like a vision board placed on a wall, or a smartphone or motivational quotes. I place motivational quotes on my bedroom wall so I can see them when I wake up. When we see these visual reminders, it helps us to remember the commitment we have made to our vision. 3. Engaging with communities. It is so important that we become a part of our community and join groups that share the values that we have and our goals. Groups we should look to join should be professional organizations, church groups, or online forums. Once we are a part of our community, it has wonderful benefits. It provides accountability for us to stay on track. It also gives us encouragement along the way and opportunities to learn from others. 4. Learning from role models. Look for people who have achieved their dreams that are similar to ours. Study their journey and learn from their experiences. Learning from role models also inspires and motivates us to work hard for our vision. These successful people prove that our goals are achievable, and by studying their success, it provides practical insights into overcoming challenges. 5. Setting boundaries. Protect our time, energy, and mental well-being by setting boundaries with individuals or situations that drain our confidence. We should politely distance ourselves from negativity and focus on relationships that uplift us and empower us on our journey. 6. Celebrating together. Celebrating our achievements with those that have supported us is very important. It strengthens our relationships and reinforces the value and dedication of our hard work. Supportive environments are great reminders that we're not alone on our journey and provides a source of strength during difficult times. By building a supportive environment, it ensures us that we are surrounded by encouragement, wisdom, and positivity. This foundation helps us to stay confident and motivated as we pursue our dreams. Seeking divine confirmation and peace. To build confidence and peace in our dream that it will come to pass requires divine confirmation and peace. When we look to God for guidance, and we trust in the divine plan, we will gain clarity from God that our vision is in harmony with God's purpose. This spiritual alignment provides peace that surpasses understanding, even in the face of challenges. 1. Praying for clarity. Prayer is the most powerful tool to seek confirmation about our vision. Ask God to reveal His will and provide clarity about the steps we should take. We must be specific in our prayers. For example, ask God for wisdom when making decisions about our vision, ask for confirmation of timing, or opportunities that align with our vision. 2. Listening for God's voice. Confirmation often comes through scripture, sermons, or quiet moments of reflection. Stay attuned to how God might be speaking to us. Journaling our thoughts and prayers can help us discern patterns or messages that indicate divine guidance. 3. Experiencing peace. One of the strongest signs of divine confirmation is a sense of peace. When our vision aligns with God's will, we often feel an inner calm, even during uncertainty. Philippians 4 verse 7 describes this peace as the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. This peace reassures us that we are on the right path. 4. Recognizing open and closed doors. Pay attention to opportunities that align with our vision. When a door is open, it often indicates that God is making a way for us to move forward. Similarly, closed doors can be a form of guidance, redirecting us to a better path or timing. 5. Confirmations through others. God often uses people to affirm our vision. Encouraging words, unexpected support, or timely advice from others can serve as divine confirmation. Be open to feedback and consider how it aligns with our prayers and discernment. 6. Trusting the process. Even when confirmation isn't immediate, trust that God is working behind the scenes. Delays don't mean denial. They often signify preparation for something greater. Lean on scriptures that affirm God's faithfulness, such as Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. Seeking divine confirmation and peace strengthens our confidence in our dreams. When we know that our vision is aligned with God's purpose, we can move forward with boldness and trust. Bringing it all together. Remember that building confidence in our vision involves purposeful practices that reinforce our belief and fosters a supportive environment. It aligns our vision with divine guidance. Affirmation helps us create a positive mindset and speak life into our goals. Surrounding ourselves with a network of people that will give us encouragement will ensure that we have the support needed to persevere. Seeking divine confirmation and peace provides the spiritual assurance that our dream is trustworthy and aligned with God's purpose. Confidence is not about having all the answers or avoiding challenges. It's about trusting in the process and staying committed to our vision. When we are embracing these practices, we can build unwavering belief that is needed to pursue our dreams with courage and faith. As we move forward, remember that God's promises are true, and that the vision God has placed in our hearts will not lie. Chapter 5 Section 3. It will not lie. Staying aligned with our vision. Regularly revisiting our why. Our why is the beginning reason for our vision. It represents our deep-rooted reason, our deep desire behind our goals, that is motivating us and driving us to want to bring this vision to life. We must revisit our why regularly to make sure that we are aligned with our vision, and this is very important during times of distractions or challenges that might pressure us and pull us from our course. 1. Defining our why. Our why is the emotional and spiritual anchor for our vision. It's the reason we started this journey in the first place. Take time to clearly articulate our why. Make sure to write it down in a journal or create a statement that captures our purpose for our vision. For example, my why is to create a platform that empowers others to realize their potential. 2. Revisiting our why during challenges. When challenges arise, it can start to make us question our vision. This is when we need to revisit our why. When we do this, it helps us to see things clearly and remove our doubts so we are reminded of the bigger picture. It helps us push through obstacles with a renewed sense of determination. When faced with setbacks, ask yourself, why did I start? What impact do I want to make? Reflecting on these questions can reignite our passion. 3. Using your why as a daily reminder. Reviewing our why should be our daily routine. Again, it is very important to do this for success. Write it on a sticky note, display it on our vision board, or set it as a reminder on our phone. Begin each day by reflecting on our purpose. This practice grounds us and sets the tone for intentional action. 4. Changing our why. As we grow and experience new things, our why may change. We must revisit our why occasionally to make sure that it still resonates with our goals and values. Changing our why does not mean we're abandoning our vision. It shows growth and alignment with our true selves. Revisiting our why keeps us focused and inspired. It reminds us of the significance of our vision and provides clarity when doubts or distractions arise. Refreshing our vision board as needed. A vision board is a visual representation of our dreams and goals. While it serves as a powerful tool for manifesting our vision, it is so important to refresh it periodically to keep it relevant and inspiring. Updating our vision board ensures that it reflects our current aspirations and aligns with our evolving journey. 1. Assessing your vision board. We must regularly evaluate our vision board to see if it is still consistent with our goals. Check to see if the images, quotes, and affirmations are still aligned with our purpose. Have any of our priorities changed? Remove outdated sections and replace them with visuals that reflect our current vision. For example, if we've achieved a milestone, we should celebrate by adding a new goal. 2. Adding new elements. As our vision grows, we should include new images, words, or symbols that will represent our updated desires. Refreshing our vision board keeps the board active and engaging. For instance, if we've discovered a new passion, add visuals that capture its essence. This keeps our board aligned with our personal growth. 3. Incorporating seasonal goals. Consider updating our vision board to include short-term, seasonal goals. These smaller objectives help us maintain focus and track progress toward our long-term vision. For example, if our vision includes improving health, we might add a seasonal fitness challenge or dietary goal. 4. Reorganizing for clarity. Sometimes, reorganizing our vision board can provide a fresh perspective. Group similar goals together or create sections for different areas of our life, such as career, relationships, or personal growth. A well-organized board makes it easier to focus on specific aspects of our vision. 5. Engaging with your vision board. Refreshing our vision board isn't just about visual appeal. It's about deepening our connection to our goals. Take time to engage with our board, visualizing ourselves achieving each element. Reflect on the emotions tied to our vision. How will we feel when these goals are realized? This emotional connection reinforces our belief in their fulfillment. A refreshed vision board serves as a living document of our dreams, inspiring us to stay focused and aligned with our purpose. By keeping it up to date, we ensure that it remains a source of motivation and clarity. Staying true to our vision amidst distractions. Becoming distracted is expected in a fast-paced world that is filled with challenging demands and constant noise. Most of us don't realize that there is an unseen world of evil forces that work against us constantly to keep us from accomplishing our purpose. So beware of these dark forces. They will do anything to distract us from God's divine plans for us. To combat these evil forces, we must stay true to our vision. This will require us to be disciplined, focused, and to have a plan in place so that we can navigate the distractions that are sent by the enemy to keep us from achieving our goals. 1. Identifying common distractions and uncommon distractions. Beware of distractions. They come in many forms, like social media and the endless notifications, people giving their unwanted opinions, and interfering priorities. Uncommon distractions. While I was writing this book, I was being attacked by tiny flying bugs. I know that I was being attacked because when I would stop working, these bugs were nowhere in sight. This was an attack by unseen forces to keep me from writing this book. Reflect on what tends to pull our attention away from our vision. Awareness is the first step in addressing these distractions. 2. Setting boundaries. We must establish clear boundaries to protect our time and energy. For example, schedule specific times when we will be free from interruptions to focus totally on work. Be aware that once we have scheduled quiet time to focus on our vision, this is when the unseen evil forces will play with our thoughts to try and distract us from God's purpose for us. We must be ready to combat these negative and even odd thoughts with the words of God. 3. Prioritizing our vision. Treat our vision as a top priority. Schedule dedicated time each day or week to work toward our goals, just as we would for an important meeting or commitments. Make a daily to-do list that is aligned with our vision to keep organized. Be sure to focus on tasks that will move us closer to our goals and remove activities that do not support the progress of our goals. 4. Practicing mindfulness. Practice mindfulness to help us stay present and aware of distractions, to stay on track. Meditation, journaling, or deep breathing can center our attention and reinforce our commitment to the vision. When distractions arise, pause and ask yourself, is this serving my vision, or is it pulling me away? 5. Celebrating incremental progress. We must recognize our achievements and celebrate our progress, no matter how small. Celebrating wins reinforces our commitment and helps us stay motivated. Use progress as fuel to keep moving forward, even when distractions are present. 6. Revisiting our vision board and why. When distractions threaten to sidetrack us, revisit our vision board and reflect on our why. All of these tools are powerful reminders of what we are working toward. It is so important for us to imagine our outcomes of the vision. This will help us focus and gain momentum to stay on target. 7. Staying accountable. Share our vision and goals with a trusted mentor, friend, or accountability partner. Regular check-ins will help us stay on track and address distractions. When we are accountable for our responsibilities, it creates in us a sense of duty, which encourages us to do consistent work. Staying true to our vision amidst distractions requires intentional effort and resilience. By cultivating focus, setting clear boundaries, and revisiting our purpose, we can navigate distractions and remain aligned with our goals. Bringing it all together. Remember to stay aligned with our vision. We must visit our why regularly to refresh our vision board, which will help us to maintain focus during times of distraction. All of these practices will strengthen our commitment to our goals and ensure that our vision remains clear to us and related to our dreams. This will inspire us to keep trusting in God's divine plan. Our why serves as a constant source of motivation, grounding us in purpose and providing clarity during moments of doubt. When we refresh our vision board, it keeps our dreams tangible and dynamic, adapting to reflect our growth and evolving aspirations. Strategies for managing distractions help us stay focused and disciplined, ensuring that we remain true to our vision despite external challenges. By consistently aligning our work with our vision, we honor the truth and purpose behind our goals. This alignment not only strengthens our belief in the vision, but also empowers us to bring it to life with confidence and determination. Chapter 6, Section 1. If it seems slow, wait for it. Overcoming the frustration of delays. Recognizing the value in waiting. Delays can feel so discouraging because nobody wants to wait on a vision that is believed to bring so much value to us in the world we live in. However, we must not look at waiting as a waste of time. Far from it, it is a season that God has given us to prepare for the vision and our growth. While we are waiting, it's a time for us to check our plans for our vision to make sure they align with God's purpose. When we learn to embrace the value of waiting, realizing that it is really a season, we should be grateful for and thankful for not spending our time feeling frustrated. 1. Waiting as preparation. Waiting provides an opportunity to refine our skills, clarify our goals, and prepare for the responsibilities that come with fulfilling our vision. For example, someone who is aspiring to start their own business should use a delay to learn more about their business. Start building strong connections and develop a thorough business plan, making sure that everything is in place for their business success. Preparation is necessary to ensure that they are ready to succeed when the time comes. 2. Alignment with divine timing. We must never forget that God's timing is perfect, even though it does not align with our timing. We must remember that God sees everything. Our waiting season is God moving obstacles out of our path, or making sure circumstances are just right for our vision to be revealed. Trusting in God's divine knowledge is the key. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 reminds us, if it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not delay. This verse is promising us that delays are not God's rejection, but instead part of a greater plan. 3. Developing patience. Patience is truly a virtue. It strengthens our character and deepens our trust in God's process. When we learn to wait with grace, we develop a sense of flexibility and peace. Once we understand the value of waiting, we approach setbacks with a mindset of trust instead of getting frustrated. 4. Gaining perspective. Let's look at it this way. Delays are an opportunity to take the time to step back to review our vision in a broader sense. Taking the time to review our vision and plans helps us to get clarity and a stronger sense of determination and dedication. Here are some questions we should ask ourselves. What can I learn during this waiting period? How can I grow? These questions help us focus on the opportunities within the delay. Waiting is not merely a pause in progress. It is a vital part of the journey. By recognizing the value in waiting, we can approach delays with a sense of purpose and patience. Managing impatience through mindfulness and prayer. We all get impatient when there are delays, but what we don't want to do is allow delays to frustrate us or cause us to have anxiety, because these feelings can cause us to become discouraged. Mindfulness and prayer are our most powerful tools to combat these feelings. They help us to stay grounded during our waiting seasons. 1. Practicing mindfulness. These days our minds are so full and easily distracted. Mindfulness is a very valuable tool that helps us to stay present and in the moment, and without judgment. When we have control over our thoughts and trust God's divine plan, we are less likely to worry about the future. Techniques for mindfulness include deep breathing, meditation, and journaling. These practices calm the mind and shift our attention from what we lack to what we have. 2. Reframing impatience. Instead of us getting upset every time there is a delay or obstacles in our way, try looking at them as opportunities for growth and time to think about what we can do during this time. For instance, a delay could be used as a chance to develop new skills or grow deeper relationships. Ask yourself, what is this waiting period teaching me? How can I use this time wisely? 3. Engaging in prayer. Prayer connects us to God and provides a sense of peace and assurance. When we bring our impatience and frustrations to God, we open ourselves to divine guidance and comfort. Use prayer to express gratitude for the progress we've made, seek clarity about our next steps, and ask for strength to persevere through the waiting period. 4. Focusing on gratitude. Changing our focus from what we don't have and complaining about it, to being grateful for what we do have, is better for our spirit. Showing God we appreciate the blessings that God has given us will give us a positive mindset that reduces the feelings of impatience. Again, it is so important to keep a journal to write what we are grateful for each day. Practicing journaling our feelings of gratitude will boost our sense of contentment, helping us to be patient during times of delay. 5. Creating a routine. Make a habit of structuring our days with activities that are in line with our vision, like learning new skills to enhance our vision plans, networking, and practicing self-care, which is very important to our health and well-being, so we live to see our vision come to life. A consistent routine keeps our minds focused and reduces feelings of restlessness. 6. Leaning on the community. When we share our struggles with people who we trust, like friends, mentors, or accountability partners, their support will give us the encouragement we need to be patient and trust God's plan. It is so important to engage with a community of like-minded individuals who remind us that we are not alone on our journey. By practicing mindfulness and prayer, we can manage impatience and find peace in the present moment. These tools help us stay focused on our vision and maintain a sense of trust in the process. How delays build resilience and character. Delays are not just periods of waiting. They are opportunities for us to grow stronger and build resilience and character. Every challenge we face during a delay equips us with the tools and mindset needed to fulfill our vision. 1. Building emotional resilience. Resilience is when we have learned the ability to bounce back from setbacks and learn to adjust to challenges. Delays test our patience and our determination and help us learn how to get around adversity with grace. Each time we overcome frustration or disappointment, we build emotional strength that prepares us for future challenges. 2. Developing patience. Patience is a skill that grows through us as we learn to practice patience. Delays teach us how to wait with grace and trust in God's timing for our vision. When we have patience, it also helps us maintain a sense of hope and positivity, even when progress feels slow. 3. Learning flexibility. Delays often invite us to shift our plans and expectations. Staying flexible allows us to remain open to unexpected opportunities and fresh approaches. For instance, if a project has a deadline which is extended, we should use the extra time to refine our work and explore alternative strategies. 4. Gaining perspective. Delays encourage us to step back and evaluate our goals. It will provide us with more opportunities to go over our plan. Reviewing our plan will lead to us having a clear direction to where we are going, and it will give us a stronger commitment to our purpose. We must ask ourselves, what lessons are we learning during this waiting period? How can I grow from this experience? 5. Strengthening faith. Delays provide an opportunity to deepen our faith and trust in God's plan. By leaning on His promises, we find the strength to persevere. The Bible is filled with stories of people who endured delays before achieving their vision. When we study these examples, they remind us that the waiting season is often part of God's preparation process for us. 6. Getting ready for greater responsibility. Delays often coincide with seasons of preparation. Delays aid us in building our skills, our knowledge, and understanding of what is required to manage the necessary growth to achieve our vision. For example, someone pursuing a leadership role might use a delay to hone their communication skills or build stronger relationships with their team. So it is essential not to look at delays as a setback. We must learn to look at them as stepping stones that are necessary to build flexibility and character that is needed for our vision. By embracing these periods as opportunities for growth, we prepare ourselves for the challenges and rewards that come with fulfilling our vision. Bringing it all together. Now we know to overcome the annoyance of unexpected delays, it requires us to make shifts in our perspective, intentionally practicing patience, and making a commitment to personal growth. Once we understand the value of waiting, it will help us tackle delays with patience and trust, knowing that they are designed by God to help us prepare for our vision. Mindfulness and prayer provide tools for managing impatience, keeping us grounded and focused on the present moment. Lastly, remember that delays build strength and character. They equip us with the spirit of wisdom, which is needed to achieve our vision. Note, delays are not obstacles but opportunities for us to accomplish great things. They refine our character, strengthen our faith, and prepare us for the fulfillment of our vision in its appointed time. Trust in the process, embrace the lessons, and remain steadfast in our belief that what is meant for us will not pass us by. Chapter 6, Section 2. If it seems slow, wait for it. Strengthening our faith during waiting. Developing spiritual disciplines, prayer, meditation, and gratitude. Periods of waiting are fertile grounds for us to deepen our spiritual connection and strengthen our faith. When we make space for prayer, meditation, and gratitude, we strengthen our bond with God. In that stillness, we often receive the clarity and inspiration our vision needs to grow. 1. The power of prayer. Prayer is a direct line of communication with God. During waiting periods, prayer becomes a source of comfort, clarity, and strength. Use prayer to express your fears, frustrations, and hopes. Pour out our hearts to God, knowing that God is always listening and understands our every need. Add a specific prayer of direction such as, God, please show me the path that I should follow during this waiting season, or give me the patience and trust that I need to wait for your perfect timing. 2. Meditation for spiritual centering. Through meditation, we can still our thoughts and draw closer to God. It allows us to let go of worry to find peace and trust in God's divine promises. Practicing to meditate on Scripture gives us the strength and wisdom needed to succeed. For example, reflect on verses like Psalm 46 verse 10. Be still, and know that I am God. Let the words bring peace and clarity to your thoughts. Take the time to sit in a quiet place to listen for God's voice and allow God's guidance to lead our heart. 3. Cultivating gratitude. When we give God thanks, it shifts our outlook from what is lacking in our plans to what is already present. It reminds us of God's faithfulness to us in the past seasons and gives us hope for the future. Start a gratitude journal, listing 3 things each day that we are thankful for, and include blessings related to our vision, such as lessons learned, connections made, or progress achieved. Express gratitude in prayer, thanking God for His provision and trusting in His plan for our lives. When we consistently engage in spiritual disciplines, we develop the kind of faith that carries us through life's pauses. These tools keep us centered in God's presence and focused on today, so we can stay inspired and hopeful about what God is preparing for what is to come in the future. Leaning on Scripture for encouragement. Scripture is a powerful source of hope and wisdom that provides guidance and comfort to us during our waiting seasons. Within its pages, we find stories, promises, and verses that remind us of God's faithfulness and how important it is for us to wait for God's timing. 1. Finding strength in God's promises. Scripture is rich with promises that affirm God's unwavering commitment to His people. Verses like Isaiah 40 verse 31 remind us, "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. Write down or memorize verses that resonate with us. Repeat them during moments of doubt or discouragement to reinforce our faith. 2. Reflecting on biblical stories of waiting. The Bible recounts many stories of those who faithfully waited on God, trusting in His promises, and ultimately saw them come to pass. Consider Abraham and Sarah. They waited decades for the birth of Isaac, trusting God's promise of a child despite their advanced age. Joseph. After years of slavery and imprisonment, Joseph's dreams of leadership came to fruition, demonstrating the purpose behind his waiting. David. Anointed as king in his youth, David waited many years before ascending to the throne, enduring trials that prepared him for leadership. These stories serve as a reminder that waiting is a period of opportunity for personal growth, so that we are prepared for what is coming. 3. Using Scripture as daily practice. Make Scripture study a part of your daily routine. Start your day with a verse or passage that speaks to your current season. Journaling about Scripture helps deepen our understanding, so that we can apply its teachings to our personal journey. 4. Trusting God's faithfulness. When waiting seems challenging, we must trust in God's history of unwavering faithfulness. Verses like Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23 remind us, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning." Leaning on Scripture reassures us that God's promises will not fail, and that His timing is perfect. God's Word equips us with the wisdom and hope needed to endure the waiting season. It keeps us rooted in God's truth and reassures us that God is working in our lives, even when God's plan is not visible for us to see. Staying active while waiting for fulfillment. Waiting does not mean we should stand still. During this time, we must use this time wisely and focus on being ready when our vision becomes a reality. By taking purposeful steps shows our faith and dedication to the journey ahead. 1. Taking practical steps toward our vision. Identify actionable steps we can take while waiting. For example, if our vision involves starting a children's daycare, we should focus on building skills, researching our industry, or networking with potential collaborators. These actions show that we are actively preparing for our vision and ready to seize opportunities when they arise. 2. Developing new skills. Use the waiting period to invest in personal and professional growth. I remember when I was waiting on God for one of my visions to become a reality, I took courses that would help me with the business side of my vision. I also did research on how other people who were successful in the field that I was interested in to learn valuable insights on how they achieved their success. It helped me to understand what the business would entail, so I understood the new skills I would need to be prepared for the gift that God was giving me. Gaining new skills enhances our readiness for future opportunities and ensures that we stay focused and productive. 3. Serving others. Helping others allows us to shift our attention from our waiting season to meeting the needs of those around us. Get involved by mentoring, volunteering, or giving back to our community. Acts of service provide us with a sense of purpose and fulfillment, and it reminds us that our vision is part of a larger picture. 4. Building relationships. Nurturing our relationships with those who uplift us, like friends, family, and mentors whose guidance has given us encouragement along the way, can provide valuable perspective during our waiting seasons. Surrounding ourselves with a strong network reminds us that we are not alone on our journey. 5. Maintaining physical and mental well-being. We must take care of ourselves and stay active, eat well, and manage stress. A strong body and mind will equip us with the focus we need to pursue our vision. Engaging in activities such as walking, yoga, mindfulness, or meditation can keep us grounded and promote a sense of calm. 6. Tracking progress and adjusting goals. Regularly review our goals and assess our progress. Taking the time to honor our progress, even when the wins are small, is very important, and knowing when to make adjustments to our plan when it is necessary helps us stay aligned with our vision. Staying active in this way ensures that we remain focused and ready for the next phase of our journey. By staying active and engaged, we transform waiting periods into seasons of growth and preparation. These actions demonstrate our faith in the vision and our readiness to embrace its fulfillment. Bringing it all together. Remember that strengthening our faith during the waiting season involves practicing spiritual discipline, seeking encouragement from Scripture, and staying committed to our vision. Through prayer, meditation, and gratitude, It helps us connect closer to God and experience peace despite difficult times. The scripture offers us reassurance of God's faithfulness, and it reminds us that waiting is often part of the divine plan. Making sure to stay active ensures that we are prepared and positioned for the opportunities that come with the fulfillment of our vision. Waiting is not about doing nothing. It is a time of growth and preparation. When we embrace it with faith, take action, and trust the process, we grow stronger and more resilient during delays. Stay patient and hold on to hope that the vision will unfold at the right time. Chapter 6, Section 3. If it seems slow, wait for it, finding joy in the journey. Shifting focus from outcome to experience. One of the greatest challenges in pursuing a vision is learning to find joy in the journey, rather than becoming overly fixated on the outcome. While it is natural to look ahead with anticipation, true fulfillment comes from embracing each step along the way. When we shift our focus from the destination to the experience itself, we allow ourselves to grow, learn, and appreciate the process. 1. The power of presence. When we are overly focused on the future, we risk missing the beauty of the present. Each step in the journey provides valuable lessons that shape and prepare us for what is to come. Practicing mindfulness helps us remain engaged in the moment, allowing us to recognize the small victories, lessons, and experiences that contribute to the larger vision. 2. Learning through the process. Every challenge and delay we face serves as a teacher. Instead of viewing obstacles as setbacks, we can see them as opportunities for growth. The experiences we gain while waiting, whether in skill development, character building, or personal reflection, become invaluable assets when the vision is ultimately fulfilled. 3. Appreciating the journey's unique path. No two journeys are the same. While it may be tempting to compare our progress to others, embracing our individual path brings a sense of peace and confidence. Recognizing that each step is divinely orchestrated allows us to trust the timing and process, rather than rushing toward the finish line. Shifting our focus from the outcome to the experience allows us to encourage patience, resilience, and joy. It reminds us that the journey itself holds meaning and value, making the eventual achievement even more rewarding. Gratitude as a tool for contentment. Practicing gratitude is a transformative tool that will assist us in shifting our focus from what we lack to the blessings we already possess. Developing a habit of gratitude brings contentment and joy, even in our moments of waiting. 1. Recognizing daily blessings. Each day presents a new day of opportunities to be grateful, even in the small moments. Whether it's a friend's kindness, a spark of inspiration, all of these remind us that thankfulness increases joy. Writing in a gratitude journal is a powerful tool to practice. It can be a transformative way to focus on life's blessings. Writing down 3 things we are grateful for each day helps reframe our perspective and fosters a sense of appreciation. 2. Focusing on progress rather than lack. It is easy to focus on what has not yet happened, but shifting focus to what has already been accomplished brings contentment. Celebrate small wins. Each milestone, lesson learned, an act of perseverance is worth recognizing. 3. Gratitude as a source of strength. By practicing gratitude, it deepens our faith in God's timing. When we remember how God has been faithful to us in the past, it gives us the confidence that God will remain faithful to us in the future. Gratitude nurtures hope, which assures us that every step forward, even the slow ones, will still bring us closer to something meaningful. 4. Serving others as a reflection of gratitude. When we express gratitude through acts of kindness and service, we reinforce joy. By helping others, we shift our focus beyond ourselves to find meaning in making a difference. Gratitude fuels generosity, reinforcing that we already have enough, and that the journey itself is a blessing. When we practice gratitude each day, we replace anxiety with peace, impatience with trust, and frustration with joy. It teaches us to appreciate the journey, even when the destination remains unclear. Embracing the slow as preparation for greatness. Slow progress and delays can be discouraging, but they are often part of God's greater plan to prepare us for more than we imagined. Rather than pushing against the waiting season, we should welcome it as a time of learning and transformation. 1. Understanding the purpose of waiting. Times of waiting are not wasted time. They are designed for preparation. The wisdom, experiences, and abilities we gain during this time shape us for what is to come. Let's take a look at biblical figures like Joseph, Moses, and David, who all experienced long seasons of waiting before stepping into their divine purpose. Their delays were not setbacks but necessary preparation for the greater purpose they were destined to fulfill. 2. Strengthening character and resilience. The process of waiting will shape our characters. It will teach us patience, endurance, and humility. 3 key traits that are needed to maintain long-term success. When we embrace the waiting season, it allows us to grow emotionally and spiritually, preparing us to be fully equipped for when our vision becomes reality. 3. Gaining clarity and direction. Slower seasons provide space for reflection, adjustment, and deeper understanding of our purpose. Use this time to refine our goals, strengthen our faith, and seek divine wisdom on our next steps. 4. Trusting God's perfect timing. What may seem like a delay to us is often divine timing at work. God's plans unfold in the right season, ensuring that everything is in place for our success. Proverbs 16 verse 9 reminds us, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." Trusting this truth allows us to surrender frustration and embrace patience. 5. Enjoying the unfolding story. Every great journey will have moments of slow progression. Just as a masterpiece takes time to create, the fulfillment of our vision requires careful preparation. Rather than rushing to the finish line, we must learn to savor each chapter of our story, knowing that every part serves a purpose. By accepting the slow as a time of preparation for something much greater, we replace our frustration with trust and impatience with readiness. We begin to realize that what is destined for us will arrive in divine timing, and the journey is shaping us into who we are meant to become along the way. Bringing it all together. For us to truly find joy in the journey, we must begin with a mindset shift. Instead of being fixated on the end goal, we should cherish each moment as a meaningful part of the process. When we embrace the process instead of fixating solely on the outcome, it allows us to value the lessons learned, the relationships we built, and our personal growth that happens throughout the journey. Gratitude becomes a powerful tool in this process, helping us remain content and hopeful. It allows us to see progress rather than lack and reinforce trust in divine timing. When we cultivate gratitude, we find joy in both the small victories and the waiting periods. Finally, embracing the slow, as preparation for greatness transforms our waiting seasons into times of refinement. Delays are not denials but divinely appointed opportunities to develop resilience, strengthen our faith, and gain clarity. When we trust that every step is purposeful, we learn to cherish the journey just as much as the destination. The vision will come at its appointed time. In the meantime, find joy in the process, trust the preparation, and celebrate every moment along the way. Chapter 7 Section 1. It will surely come. It will not delay. Recognizing when the vision arrives. Signs that our vision is manifesting. One of the most exciting moments in the journey of pursuing a vision is realizing that it is finally coming to fruition. However, when we can recognize the manifestation of a vision, that requires awareness, reflection, and spiritual discernment. Sometimes fulfillment comes faintly, barely noticeable, unfolding step by step, while at other times, it arrives in a dramatic, undeniable way. 1. Opportunities align in your favor. One of the clearest signs that our vision is manifesting is when opportunities start falling into place effortlessly. Doors that were once closed begin to open, and connections that seemed impossible suddenly become available. We may receive invitations, resources, or unexpected breakthroughs that indicate that the time for fulfillment has arrived. 2. Internal peace and confirmation. A deep sense of peace often accompanies the realization of a vision. This peace comes from knowing that we are in alignment with God's plan, and that things are unfolding as they should be. Even if challenges still arise, we will feel an inner assurance that we are exactly where we need to be. 3. A shift in our mindset and readiness. When our vision is manifesting, we often experience a shift in our mindset. We begin to see ourselves as capable, prepared, and confident in embracing the next chapter. The doubts and fears that may have once plagued us begin to fade, replaced by a sense of expectancy and readiness to walk into what we have been preparing for. 4. Confirmation from others. Sometimes those around us recognize the manifestation of our vision before we do. Encouraging words, unexpected affirmations, and positive feedback from mentors, friends, or even strangers can serve as confirmation that our vision is becoming a reality. Pay close attention to recurring messages and signs that reinforce what we have been working toward. 5. A natural flow of events. When our vision arrives, things start to flow with greater ease. While effort is still required, there is less resistance and progress feels more organic. This flow doesn't mean that everything is perfect, but it signifies that we are in alignment with divine timing and purpose. Recognizing the arrival of our vision allows us to step into fulfillment with gratitude and confidence. By staying attuned to these signs, we can fully embrace the manifestation of what we have been working and waiting for. Reflecting on the journey to appreciate the outcome. Once our vision has been realized, it is essential that we take the time to reflect on the journey, looking back to see where we started, the lessons we have learned, and the challenges we overcame brings deeper appreciation for the outcome. 1. Acknowledging the growth process. The journey toward fulfillment is often just as important as the destination. Reflecting on how we have grown, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually throughout the process. Note that it is so important for us to journal about these key moments, the obstacles we have faced, and how we persevered through them all. 2. Recognizing God's hand in the journey. Reflecting on where we've been reveals to us how God's divine guidance has shaped our path and led us to this moment. Identifying how unforeseen blessings, setbacks, or detours played a crucial role in helping us to shape our path to success. 3. Gratitude for the lessons learned. The waiting season often teaches us patience, resilience, and trust. The value in expressing gratitude for these lessons ensures that we carry them forward into our next undertaking. Even in the hardest waiting seasons, we can find purpose, knowing that they have strengthened us and prepared us for the realization of our vision once it has arrived. 4. Celebrating milestones. Celebrate our small and big victories along our journey. When we acknowledge each step of progress, it reinforces the importance of the journey. Gather with loved ones, document our achievements, or design a visual tracker to help us see our progress, such as a timeline, vision board, or scrapbook. 5. Using reflection to refine future goals. As we reflect, we may gain new insights into our purpose and the next steps we must take. Fulfillment is often our launching pad for new visions and even greater callings. Ask ourselves these questions. What have I learned that I can carry forward? How can I use my experience to help others on their journey? By taking time to reflect on the journey, we deepen our appreciation for the vision's fulfillment. This reflection also positions us to step into future opportunities with wisdom and gratitude. How fulfillment often surpasses expectation. When a vision comes to life, it often happens in ways that are more extraordinary than we could ever dream of. God's plans are always greater than our own, and the fulfillment of a vision is frequently more profound and impactful than we could have imagined. 1. Receiving more than we anticipated. Many times, what we originally envisioned is only a fraction of what is ultimately delivered. God has a way of blessing us beyond our limited scope. For example, someone who envisions a small business may find themselves leading a thriving enterprise that impacts lives beyond their initial goal. 2. Experiencing unexpected blessings. Fulfillment will often come with additional blessings that we may not have anticipated, like new relationships, unforeseen opportunities, or deeper personal growth. These added gifts serve as reminders that God's plan is always more intricate and abundant than we could ever foresee. 3. The vision expanding beyond ourselves. Many times, when a vision manifests, it extends beyond personal fulfillment to benefiting others. A dream that starts as a personal goal can evolve into a platform for inspiring and serving those around us. Recognizing that our vision has a ripple effect allows us to embrace it with greater responsibility and purpose. 4. Feeling a deeper sense of purpose. When we finally step into our vision, we may find that it aligns perfectly with who we have become. The journey has prepared us not only to receive the vision, but to steward it as well. The gratification of fulfillment comes not just from achieving the goal, but from realizing how deeply it aligns with our life's purpose. 5. Opening the door to new visions. Fulfillment is not the end. It is often the beginning of a new chapter. Many who reach their vision find that it sparks new dreams and greater ambitions. Embrace this as a continuation of our journey, knowing that each fulfilled vision is a stepping stone to something even greater. When we recognize that fulfillment often surpasses expectation, we gain an even deeper sense of gratitude and wonder. Trusting in God's greater plan allows us to fully appreciate the beauty and magnitude of what has been accomplished. Bringing it all together. Recognizing when our vision has become a reality requires attentiveness to the signs around us. When opportunities align with our vision, peace settles within us, confirmation from others, and events unfold naturally. These are often signs that indicate the time is right. Looking back on our journey deepens our sense of gratitude and allows us to recognize the lessons learned, personal growth, and the divine timing that shaped our journey. Finally, fulfillment of our vision will often exceed our original expectations, revealing blessings, opportunities, and purposes we never anticipated. By embracing the full scope of what has been achieved, we step into our vision with confidence, gratitude, and readiness for whatever comes next. The vision has arrived and it is everything we hoped for and more. Step into it fully, knowing that it has come at the appointed time and that the best is yet to come. Chapter 7, Section 2. It will surely come. It will not delay. Living in fulfillment. Adjusting to new realities once dreams are achieved. The moment our vision becomes reality is a time of joy, gratitude, and reflection. However, fulfillment also brings a shift in reality that requires adjustment. Reaching our goal is not the end of the journey. It marks the beginning of a new chapter. When we understand how to navigate this transition, it ensures that we can fully embrace the success while preparing for what comes next. 1. Embracing the change. Achieving our vision may change various aspects of our lives, including our responsibilities, our relationships, and daily routines. Let's pause for a moment to evaluate our new reality and how it aligns with our initial expectations to determine the best way to effectively navigate the transition. 2. Managing increased responsibilities. With fulfillment comes new responsibilities. Whether it's starting a business, reaching a career milestone, success demands continuous growth and commitment. When we create a plan to manage our time efficiently and stay organized, it prevents us from becoming overwhelmed by the demands of navigating our new reality. 3. Allowing ourselves to celebrate. Many people struggle to enjoy their success because they move too quickly to the next challenge, not even stopping to be grateful for what they have achieved. Again, it is so important to celebrate our achievements to reinforce a sense of gratitude and accomplishment. Acknowledge our hard work and take moments to reflect on how far we've come. 4. Adjusting expectations. Reality may not always align perfectly with the vision we imagined. There may be unexpected challenges or differences in how things unfold. Accepting these adjustments with grace allows us to remain flexible and continue growing. 5. Finding stability in the new normal. As we settle into our new reality, we must establish habits and structures that will support our continued success. Taking the time to identify what worked well in achieving our vision and incorporating those practices into our daily lives moving forward. Just by making deliberate adjustments to our new reality will allow us to build a strong foundation for maintaining success. True fulfillment isn't just about reaching our goals. It's about living them with purpose and wisdom. Avoiding complacency after success. While achieving a goal is a major accomplishment, one of the biggest challenges is avoiding complacency. Success can sometimes lead to a sense of satisfaction that results in stagnation. To avoid stagnation, we must stay motivated to ensure that our journey of growth and achievement continues. 1. Maintaining a growth mindset. Success should be a stepping stone, not a stopping point for growth. Staying open to new knowledge, perspectives, and skill improvement ensures continued development beyond achievement. Consider new ways to refine our work, enhance our knowledge, or contribute more meaningful time to our community. 2. Setting new challenges. After achieving a major milestone, start setting new goals that will push us beyond our comfort zone. These goals don't necessarily have to be career-related. They could involve personal growth, relationships, or giving back to others. 3. Staying humble and grounded. Success can sometimes lead to arrogance or complacency. Maintaining humility allows us to keep learning and remain connected to our purpose. It is essential for us to surround ourselves with mentors, advisors, or communities that will keep us accountable and encourage us to continue to grow. 4. Keeping the passion alive. Remember what initially inspired us to pursue our vision. Reconnecting with our purpose helps sustain motivation and prevents burnout. Engage in activities that reignite our enthusiasm, whether that's collaborating with others, exploring new ideas, or mentoring those on a similar path. 5. Giving back. One of the best ways to keep moving forward after success is by investing in others. Share our experiences, mentor emerging leaders, or contribute to causes that align with our values. Teaching and serving others not only keep us engaged, but also strengthens the impact of our fulfilled vision. 6. Continuously evaluating progress. Regularly assess where we are on our journey and identify areas for further improvement. Set time aside to reflect on our growth and ensure that we are still aligned with our long-term aspirations. We must avoid stagnation to ensure that success becomes a stepping stone that will lead us to greater accomplishment and not a place to settle. We must keep evolving and exploring new ways to create a meaningful impact. Using fulfilled visions as a springboard for new dreams. A fulfilled vision is not the final destination. It is often the catalyst for new dreams and aspirations. Once we have accomplished one goal, we are better equipped to pursue even greater endeavors. When we view our success as a launchpad rather than an endpoint, it keeps us engaged and driven to remain on our journey. 1. Recognizing the growth from success. The process of achieving a vision equips us with valuable skills, knowledge, and experience. Take inventory of what we have gained and how these strengths can be applied to future aspirations. 2. Allowing our vision to evolve. As we grow, our dreams may expand beyond what we first had envisioned. Keep an open mind to new possibilities and understand that every achievement is a potential to create a greater impact. 3. Seeking fresh inspiration. It's important for us to seek fresh inspiration through books, mentors, travel, or thought-provoking experiences that challenge our way of thinking. Inspiration fuels creativity and helps us define what will come next on our journey. 4. Expanding our influence. Once we have achieved a milestone, we should think about how we can use our success to make a positive impact on others. Whether through mentorship, philanthropy, or leadership, our fulfilled vision can serve as a foundation for greater impact. 5. Embracing the next challenge. We must challenge ourselves to think bigger. Ask, what is the next meaningful step in my journey? Whether it is starting a new project or stepping into a different industry or enhancing our knowledge, growth is a lifelong pursuit. 6. Trusting the process again. Just as we trusted in the process for our initial vision, we must have faith that our next goal will unfold in the right way and at the right time. Apply the lessons we've learned to navigate new challenges with confidence and wisdom. By using fulfilled visions as a springboard for new dreams, we continue to grow and contribute in meaningful ways. Success is not an endpoint. It is a foundation for even greater possibilities. Bringing it all together. To truly live a life of fulfillment, it will require self-awareness, adaptability, and dedication to ongoing growth. Once our vision has become a reality, we must welcome the changes it brings and be open to new possibilities. Avoiding complacency ensures that success does not become a stagnant achievement, but rather a stepping stone to greater things. Therefore, viewing fulfilled visions as a launching point for new dreams allows us to expand our impact and pursue even more significant goals. Finally, our journey does not end when a vision is fulfilled. It continues to evolve. With continued engagement, dedication to growth, and an openness to new opportunities, each realized dream propels us toward even greater success and impact. Our vision has come to life. Now welcome the next chapter with confidence. Chapter 7, Section 3. It will surely come, it will not delay. Giving glory to God through our vision. Sharing our testimony to inspire others. When a vision is fulfilled, it is not only a personal triumph, but also an opportunity to give glory to God by sharing our testimony. Our journey was full of challenges, growth, and breakthroughs, which serves as a source of encouragement for others who may be walking a similar path. By sharing our personal testimony, we acknowledge God's hand in our success and inspire others to trust in God's timing and plan. 1. The power of our story. Every vision has a story behind it, one that reflects faith, perseverance, and divine intervention. Our testimony provides real-life evidence of God's faithfulness. By sharing how we were blessed to overcome obstacles and endure the waiting seasons, we show others that their struggles are not in vain, and that God is always working behind the scenes. 2. Encouraging others to trust in God. Many people experience moments of doubt and uncertainty. When we share our testimony, we can encourage others to trust that delays are just a part of God's plan, and that God's promises will never fail us. Whether through personal conversations, social media, public speaking, or writing, sharing our story reinforces the message that faith and obedience lead to fulfillment. 3. Being honest about the process. It's important to share both the highs and the lows of our journey. Being transparent about our struggles makes our story relatable and impactful. Let others hear about our struggles when we felt discouraged, the lessons we gained, and how God's presence strengthened us along the way. 4. Using our testimony to serve others. Consider mentoring or supporting those who are still waiting on their vision to manifest. Offer guidance, wisdom, and encouragement based on your own experiences. Our testimony can become a tool for ministry, uplifting those who are seeking direction and reassurance. By sharing our testimony, we turn our personal victory into a source of hope for others. Our story is not just about our success. It is about God's faithfulness, which deserves to be proclaimed. Recognizing divine grace in our journey. Fulfilling a vision is not just the result of human effort, but a reflection of divine grace. By acknowledging God's hand in our journey, this will keep us humble, grateful, and continually reliant on God as the true source of our success. 1. Acknowledging God's guidance. God's wisdom is present in every part of the journey. Setbacks and delays are not obstacles but important moments of growth, preparing us for what is to come. Take time to reflect on moments when God provided wisdom, resources, or unexpected opportunities that contributed to our success. 2. Understanding grace as an unmerited gift. Grace is not earned, it is given freely by God. Recognizing this truth keeps us from falling into the trap of pride or self-reliance. When we acknowledge that our achievements are a result of God's favor, we cultivate a heart of humility and gratitude. 3. Giving thanks for divine protection and strength. The journey to fulfilling a vision is rarely smooth. We may have faced hardships, failures, or opposition along the way. Recognizing God's sustaining power through difficult times deepens our appreciation for God's presence in every aspect of our lives. 4. Recognizing grace in unexpected blessings. Many times we focus only on the final outcome and overlook the smaller blessings along the way. Perhaps God spared you from a wrong opportunity or led you to the right connections at the perfect moment. Looking back, we can see that God's grace was at work in ways we did not even realize at the time. 5. Keeping gratitude at the center. Regularly express gratitude for how God has moved in our life. This can be through prayer, journaling, or acts of worship. Gratitude not only honors God, but also keeps us grounded as we move into new seasons of growth. Recognizing divine grace keeps us humble, focused, and ever aware that our success is part of a larger plan. When we acknowledge that everything we have comes from God, we cultivate a heart that continues to seek God's will. Honoring God by living purposefully. Fulfilling a vision is not just about personal success. It is about using that success to glorify God and serve God's greater purpose. Living purposefully means that everything we do aligns with the values, mission, and calling God has placed on our lives. 1. Aligning our actions with God's will. Now that our vision has been realized, the question becomes, how will I use this blessing to serve God and others? Our success is not meant to be hoarded, but to be a vessel through which God's love and goodness are shared. 2. Being a steward of our gifts. Whether our vision is financial success, leadership, creativity, or influence, these blessings come with the responsibility to steward them well. Use our platform, gifts, and resources to create a meaningful impact, whether through ministry, business, mentorship, or acts of service. 3. Seeking continuous growth and alignment. To live a purposeful life means to stay connected to God's direction. Continue seeking God's guidance on how to use our fulfilled vision for God's glory. Be open to refining or expanding our vision, as God's divine guidance leads us into new territories. 4. Serving as a light to others. Matthew 5 verse 16 reminds us, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Our fulfilled vision should not only benefit us but should inspire and uplift those around us. 5. Committing to a life of purpose beyond the vision. A fulfilled vision is not the end. It is a step in the greater journey of living a life that honors God. Continually ask God how God wants to use us in new ways, and be willing to embrace new assignments with faith and enthusiasm. 6. Staying humble and dependent on God. While success can lead to a sense of self-sufficiency, genuine purpose is found in staying connected to and dependent on God. Keep our relationship with God as our priority, knowing that our purpose is ultimately about glorifying God. Living purposefully means understanding that our vision is part of a bigger picture. This journey isn't just about achieving our goals. It's about honoring God by using our gifts to serve, encourage, and take part in the greater purpose of God's kingdom. Bringing it all together. Remember that giving glory to God through our vision is an essential part of our fulfillment. Sharing our testimonies inspires and uplifts others, reminding them that God's timing is perfect and God's faithfulness never wavers. Embracing God's grace in our journey helps us remain humble, thankful, and mindful that all success comes from the favor of the divine. Honoring God by living purposefully ensures that our achievements continue to serve God's greater plan, impacting lives beyond our own. When our vision is fulfilled, it stands as a testament to God's goodness. By sharing our journey, we honor God's grace by lifting up others to bring glory and acknowledging the power of the great divine. The journey doesn't end here. It continues as we step forward in faith, ready to embrace new opportunities and assignments for God's kingdom. Let our life be a reflection of the divine power, and may our vision be a lasting legacy that glorifies God in all things. Chapter 8, Section 1. Living a Visionary Life. Embodying the visionary mindset. Cultivating a lifelong habit of dreaming and planning. A visionary life is rooted in ongoing dreaming and thoughtful planning. It demands looking beyond what is and embracing possibilities that will align with our purpose and passion. By cultivating this habit, it ensures that life remains dynamic, purpose-driven, and full of meaningful pursuits. 1. Making our vision a daily practice. Thinking with vision isn't limited to life's biggest moments. It's a mindset that we should practice daily. When we take the time to reflect, dream, and plan regularly, it ensures that our lives remain aligned with our purpose. Create a habit of journaling ideas, setting new goals, and reflecting on progress. This keeps us engaged in the ongoing process of growth and achievement. 2. Creating a framework for our dreams. Dreams without a plan can remain abstract ideas. Developing a system to turn dreams into actionable steps makes them more attainable. Break down our long-term visions into short-term manageable steps, creating milestones that track progress along the way. 3. Balancing faith and action. While faith is essential in bringing visions to life, action is equally important. A visionary mindset requires a commitment to both trusting in divine guidance and actively pursuing goals. Living a visionary life means working diligently while trusting that each step forward is leading to something greater. 4. Consistently seeking inspiration. Visionary thinkers are lifelong learners. Surrounding ourselves with inspiration, whether through books, mentorship, experiences, or new knowledge, fuels the ability to generate fresh ideas and refine goals. Attend seminars, engage with like-minded individuals, and seek wisdom from those who have successfully pursued their own visions. 5. Maintaining persistence in the face of challenges. Every visionary journey encounters obstacles. The key to sustaining a visionary life is persistence, remaining steadfast despite setbacks. Developing a mindset that views failures as learning opportunities rather than defeats strengthens resilience and deepens commitment. By integrating dreaming and planning into everyday life, we maintain a forward-moving approach that leads to continuous growth and fulfillment. A visionary mindset does not settle, but instead keeps reaching toward greater heights. Staying adaptable and open to new visions. A true visionary's life is not rigid or confined to a single dream. It is a life that is adaptable, realizing that life's journey could unfold in ways that may not always align with our initial expectations. Having the ability to pivot, adjust, and embrace new possibilities will ensure that our vision will remain active and outgoing. 1. Embracing the evolution of vision. As we grow, our visions will evolve. We will have new experiences, insights, and divine revelations which will shape our journey and require a willingness for us to adapt. Remaining open to change allows us to embrace new opportunities that may be even greater than what we originally thought possible. 2. Trusting the process of redirection. Sometimes doors close or paths shift unexpectedly. Instead of resisting change, a visionary mindset sees redirection as part of a divine plan. Trust that when one opportunity passes, another is being prepared that better aligns with your purpose. 3. Holding plans loosely. While planning is essential, it is equally important to remain flexible. Avoid becoming so attached to a specific plan that you miss greater possibilities unfolding. We must evaluate our goals regularly and be open to adjusting based on new insights or changing circumstances. 4. Remaining curious and open-minded. Visionary individuals are lifelong learners who welcome new perspectives and ideas. Stay open to different viewpoints, discover new interests, and remain curious about our ever-changing world. This mindset will nurture creativity and unlock greater opportunities. 5. Recognizing divine timing. Visionary living requires trust in divine timing. Not everything happens according to personal schedules, and that is often for the best. When we are faced with delays, we must view them as seasons of preparation and not see them as obstacles. They offer us the opportunity for deeper growth, learning, and time to fine-tune our vision. Staying adaptable ensures that our vision remains alive and fluid. By embracing flexibility, trusting divine redirection, and remaining open to new ideas, we position ourselves for continuous expansion and deeper fulfillment. Living with hope and expectation. Living with vision means being driven by hope and anticipation, which is grounded in the belief that greater things are still ahead. When hope is our foundation, it fuels progress, which pushes us ahead and strengthens our ability to overcome challenges. 1. Choosing hope over fear. Hope and fear cannot stay in the same space. When we are visionaries, we choose to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. Instead of focusing on obstacles, we shift our perspective to what is possible. This mindset fosters resilience and a proactive approach to challenges. 2. Expecting good things to unfold. To live with expectations means to start each day believing that blessings and opportunities are on the way. Approach life with excitement and faith, knowing that each step forward is leading us toward greater opportunities and deeper fulfillment. 3. Speaking life over your vision. Words are powerful, so we must speak positively about our dreams, our goals, and a future that will reinforce our belief and strengthen our commitment to our vision. Instead of saying, "I hope it happens," declare, "It is unfolding in God's perfect time." This shift in language will create confidence and faith. 4. Drawing strength from past victories. Remembering past victories in God's faithfulness reminds us that challenges are only temporary, and breakthroughs will come. Keeping records of moments when things worked out beyond our expectations builds confidence for future endeavors. 5. Surrounding ourselves with encouragement. Hope is strengthened when we are surrounded by positive influences. Engaging with people who uplift and inspire us is very important to our success. We must limit exposure to negativity or doubt, and choose instead to immerse ourselves in environments that fuel our vision. 6. Living with a spirit of gratitude. Gratitude amplifies hope. When we appreciate what we have while anticipating what's to come, we maintain a joyful and expectant heart. Express gratitude daily, recognizing that every step, big or small, is leading toward greater things. When we live with hope and expectation, it transforms the way we approach life. It allows us to move forward with confidence, remain persistent through challenges, and celebrate every part of the journey, knowing that our vision is continually unfolding. Bringing it all together. Living with a visionary mindset means committing to a lifetime of dreaming, planning, and embracing change. When we choose to make a habit of looking for new opportunities, and then take purposeful steps toward them, we ensure that our journey remains purpose-driven and ever-growing. Staying flexible allows us to embrace new opportunities that come our way and trust God's divine redirection, knowing that vision is an evolving journey rather than a fixed destination. Hope and expectation bring confidence and joy to every step we take, keeping motivation high and strengthening our faith in what's to come. Remember, Living a visionary life means continuous growth, unwavering trust in the divine's guidance, and stepping forward with confidence in every stage of the journey. By fully embracing this mindset, we position ourselves to experience not only the fulfillment of our current vision, but also the limitless potential of our future dreams. The best is always yet to come. Live expectantly, move forward boldly, and never stop envisioning what is possible. Chapter 8, Section 2. Living a visionary life. Teaching others to dream big. Sharing the principles of Habakkuk 2 verses 2-3 with others. One of the most powerful ways to inspire others is by sharing the principles found in Habakkuk 2 verses 2-3. These verses teach us about vision, patience, and faith in God's divine timing. By imparting these principles, we help others cultivate their own ability to dream big and pursue their purpose. 1. Encouraging others to write their vision. Just as Habakkuk was instructed to write the vision clearly, we can encourage others to document their dreams and goals. Writing down a vision brings clarity, solidifies intentions, and provides a tangible reminder of what one is working toward. Teach others that writing their vision is an act of faith, a declaration of trust in God's promises. 2. Helping others understand divine timing. Many people struggle with waiting for their dreams to manifest. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 reassures us that visions arrive at their appointed time. Encourage patience and persistence by sharing personal experiences of waiting and seeing God's faithfulness in His timing. Explain to others that delays are not denials, they are often periods of preparation and growth. 3. Teaching the power of clear and actionable goals. A vision must be made clear so that others who read it may run with it. This means creating goals that are specific, actionable, and aligned with purpose. Share strategies for breaking down a large vision into manageable steps. Guide others in setting realistic timelines and celebrating progress along the way. By sharing the wisdom of Habakkuk 2 verses 2-3, we equip others with the biblical foundation needed to develop their vision, trust the process, and remain steadfast in faith as they pursue their God-given dreams. Mentoring future visionaries. Becoming a mentor to future visionaries is one of the greatest ways to extend our impact. When we inspire and support others, we play a role in developing future leaders, dreamers, and those who will drive meaningful change in the world. 1. Being an example of visionary living. The best way to mentor others is to lead by example. By living in alignment with our vision, it shows others what it looks like firsthand, so they can see what is possible through faith and perseverance. Share our journey, including the struggles and victories, so that trainees gain a realistic understanding of what pursuing a vision entails. Be honest about our struggles and how we push through them. Being open about our struggles will show others that obstacles are just a natural part of the journey to success. 2. Providing practical guidance and support. Help trainees clarify their vision by asking thought-provoking questions, such as, what are you passionate about? How do you see yourself making a difference? We should offer advice on setting goals, staying disciplined, and navigating challenges. Introduce them to resources, networks, and opportunities that can aid in their growth. 3. Encouraging faith and resilience. Many visionaries face moments of doubt. As a mentor, be a source of encouragement and remind them of God's promises. Help them build resilience by teaching them how to learn from failure, adjust their strategies, and keep moving forward. Share scriptures and affirmations that reinforce confidence and trust in God's plan. 4. Holding trainees accountable. Accountability helps ensure that dreams don't remain idle thoughts, but become active pursuits. Schedule regular check-ins to discuss progress, challenges, and next steps. Provide constructive feedback while celebrating their achievements along the way. Mentoring future visionaries allows us to plant seeds of greatness in others. By investing in their success, we help create a ripple effect of faith-driven, purpose-filled lives. Building a legacy of faith and vision. True visionaries don't just pursue their own dreams. They create a legacy that inspires and equips others to do the same. A life well lived is one that leaves behind wisdom, faith, and a model for future generations to follow. 1. Leaving a mark through purposeful living. Living a visionary life means walking in alignment with God's plan, making decisions that reflect faith and purpose. Be intentional about the values we instill in others, ensuring that our impact continues beyond our lifetime. 2. Documenting our journey and lessons. One of the best ways to build a legacy is by documenting our experiences, insights, and lessons learned. Consider writing a book, creating videos, or keeping a journal that future generations can learn from. Share not only successes but also the faith and perseverance required to achieve them. 3. Raising up the next generation. Encourage younger generations to dream big and pursue God's calling on their lives. Support educational programs, mentorship initiatives, or ministries that create visionary thinking. Be a resource for those seeking guidance on how to develop and execute their own vision. 4. Using our influence to serve others. A legacy is built not only through personal success but through service. Look for ways to give back, whether it be through philanthropy, community involvement, or spiritual mentorship. Establish initiatives, scholarships, or organizations that continue to impact lives long after we're gone. 5. Remaining faithful to the vision until the end. A true visionary remains committed to their purpose throughout their life. Continue pursuing growth, expanding our impact, and seeking God's direction. Let our life be a testament to unwavering faith, perseverance, and obedience to God's calling. By building a legacy of faith and vision, we ensure that our impact lasts beyond our lifetime. We must become a beacon of inspiration, guiding others toward a life of purpose, confidence, and unwavering trust in God's plans. Bringing it all together. Teaching others to dream big is one of the most excellent ways to live a visionary life. By sharing the principles of Habakkuk 2 verses 2-3, we help others understand the importance of clarity, patience, and faith in God's timing. When we mentor others, we invest in future visionaries by providing them with tools, encouragement, and guidance to help them pursue their dreams with confidence. Remember, when we build a legacy of faith and vision, we leave behind a lasting impact that will continue to inspire and uplift generations to come. A visionary life is not just about achieving personal goals. It is about igniting purpose in others. When we teach, mentor, and empower others to pursue their God-given visions, we contribute to a world filled with dreamers who are ready to step into their callings and make a difference. Chapter 8, Section 3. Living a Visionary Life. The endless possibilities of vision. Using fulfilled dreams as stepping stones. Achieving a vision is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of new possibilities. Every fulfilled dream serves as a stepping stone toward something greater, expanding our horizons and equipping us for new levels of purpose and impact. 1. Recognizing growth through achievements. Every milestone we reach adds to our knowledge, skills, and experience, making us better prepared for the next chapter of our journey. Look back on past successes to see how they have shaped our growth, and use them as motivation to continue pursuing greater aspirations. 2. Building upon what has been accomplished. Rather than resting on past achievements, seeking ways to build upon them. Ask ourselves, what's next? How can I expand on this success to create an even bigger impact? Whether it's expanding a business, writing another book, or launching a new initiative, use each fulfilled vision as a foundation for the next step. 3. Sharing success to empower others. Fulfilled dreams should not only serve personal satisfaction, but also be used as a means to uplift and inspire others. Mentor and invest in those who are working toward their own dreams, helping them navigate challenges and stay committed to their purpose. 4. Viewing success as a launchpad, not a destination. Instead of seeing success as an endpoint, recognize it as a launching pad for new possibilities. Stay curious, continue learning, and always remain open to God's next assignments for us. By treating each fulfilled dream as a stepping stone, we continue to evolve, contribute, and grow in ways that enrich both our lives and the lives of those around us. Facing new challenges and aspirations. A visionary life is one that continually seeks growth, exploration, and new challenges. Instead of settling into comfort zones, embrace opportunities that stretch our capabilities and push us toward greater heights. 1. Welcoming change as an opportunity. Change is often a doorway to new visions and experiences. Instead of being afraid, we must embrace it as an opportunity for us to learn and transform. We must be willing to step into unknown territory and trust that every challenge is preparing us for something even greater. 2. Setting bigger and bolder goals. Each level of achievement will open the doors for new goals. We must ask ourselves, how can I expand my impact? What bold steps can I take next? Challenge ourselves to dream even bigger and step outside of what feels familiar or comfortable. 3. Overcoming fear of the unknown. Fears of failure or uncertainty can often hold people back from pursuing new dreams. Recognize that every visionary has faced doubt at some point in their life, but because of their courage to move forward, it has led to remarkable outcomes. Build faith-based confidence by remembering past victories and trusting that God is guiding our footsteps. 4. Remaining teachable and adaptable. As new opportunities arise, be willing to learn, adjust, and refine your skills. Adaptability ensures that we remain relevant and prepared for whatever God has in store for us next. 5. Stepping into leadership and influence. As we embrace new challenges, let's consider how we can lead and inspire others to do the same. A true visionary doesn't just achieve, they empower others to rise alongside them. Welcoming new challenges and ambitions will keep our journey alive, fulfilling, and purpose-driven. If we remain open to possibilities, it will propel us forward and allow us to continually bring our vision to life. Trusting that the best is yet to come. A visionary life is rooted in the belief that God's plan is always unfolding, and that the best is yet to come. When we maintain this perspective, we live with a sense of expectancy, hope, and unwavering faith in what is to come. 1. Living with a spirit of expectation. Approach each day with the belief that something good is on the horizon. Expectation fuels motivation, joy, and a sense of purpose, keeping us excited for what lies ahead. 2. Holding on to faith through uncertainty. The path to new visions may not always be clear, but trusting in God's timing and wisdom ensures peace and confidence in the journey. Remind ourselves of past instances when God's plans exceeded our expectations, reinforcing faith in what's to come. 3. Staying aligned with God's direction. Seek guidance through prayer, scripture, and reflection to ensure that our future aspirations align with God's will. When we stay connected to God's plan, we can move forward with assurance that every step is leading toward a greater purpose. 4. Keeping an open heart and mind. Be open to unexpected blessings and divine opportunities that may not align with our original plans, but are part of God's greater vision for our lives. Trust that every shift, every delay, or redirection is leading us to something even more meaningful than we initially imagined. 5. Rejoicing in the journey, not just the destination. Visionary living is not about reaching one final goal, but about continually experiencing the joy and purpose of the journey. Celebrate each phase, knowing that every step is contributing to something extraordinary. When we trust and believe that the best is yet to come, we must maintain a forward-moving mindset and a faith-filled approach to life. We release anxiety about the future and embrace a deep sense of excitement, because we know in our heart that God's plans are always unfolding for our good. Bringing it all together. The possibilities of our vision are endless. Every fulfilled dream serves as a stepping stone to greater opportunities, and embracing new challenges ensures that we continue evolving and expanding our impact on others. Trusting that the best is yet to come will allow us to live with faith, expectation, and joy, knowing that God's plans are always unfolding in ways beyond what you can imagine. A visionary life is one that never stops growing, never stops believing, and never stops moving forward. Keep dreaming, keep pursuing, and keep trusting that there is always more ahead. The journey is limitless, and our best days are still to come. Thank you, dear listener. I would like to thank you for investing your time, your heart, and your faith in these words. I hope that in some way this audiobook has provided you with clarity, inspiration, and a renewed belief in the power of visions. The mere fact that you made it to this point tells me a lot about who you are. It proves you are someone who values growth, who dares to dream, and who is willing to take steps toward something greater in your life. That is no small thing. I want to remind you that your vision matters. Your dreams are not just ideas but divine assignments waiting to be fulfilled. If this audiobook has encouraged you in any way, I would love to hear from you. Your stories, reflections, and experiences mean the world to me. Feel free to share your journey with me through social media or a review. It is always a joy to witness how visions take shape in the lives of those who dare to believe in them. As you move forward, I encourage you to embrace the process, trust in God's perfect timing, and never stop believing that the impossible is possible with God. Thank you for being part of this journey. The world needs your vision. May your path be filled with divine inspiration, unwavering faith, and endless possibilities. With heartfelt appreciation, K. Green.